think part of the reason is that Nico just hasn't. We were dependent on Nico to carry us, and coming from the hypo system to Sensori system, I think that was a. I think it was too much for him. I think it was too much for him. Yeah, I think it was a big shock for him. I don't think he's ready. Just mentally, processing wise, I don't think he's ready for it. So, he was hoping to be one and done at UCLA. So, but he can't leave for the NFL not after this season. So he probably had to hit the transfer portal or see what they do with the coaching staff and see if he wants to come back.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, we have a great show lined up, man. Don't forget to clock in, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Here we go.
Great Pharaoh. The gift of Troy is a fabulous fabric from the land of the 5 rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
We back with another edition of Round the Shield, man. We got a big return from Big Mike Raider, man. If you haven't subscribed, man, make sure to head over to Big Mike Raider on YouTube, all over social media. Give him a follow. And we got another guest coming through, a big return too as well, Juan Soto from Raiders versus the World, and obviously he's co-host of the Autumn Windbags. My guy, man, we gotta give him a salute, man. This is gonna be a dope show, man. It's gonna be a great conversation,
boys, gentlemen.
A great timing that you guys came on, because like Raiders just completed like the first quarter of the season, and we're gonna get into that conversation. What's going on, the state of the team, obviously what they're gonna look like moving forward. What is it gonna look like? How you guys feel about the team? We're gonna talk about that, especially the latest on the injury report, because Brock Bowers did not practice today, which, you know, we'll talk about that if it's a good thing, or for some people might be a good thing, just because like there's been an argument, people might make a point and say that he probably should have been rested anyways because he doesn't look 100% out there. But we'll definitely talk about that. And man, Genty, he finally broke out. You know, a lot of people were questioning. You know, shout out to Ryan Clark saying that he didn't have the it factor or this, that, and the third. And he has his biggest game this week. Hopefully, it continues. And we also have Colts fan Cole stopping by later on to preview the Colts and Raiders matchup. So make sure to tune in. Hey, man, we appreciate everybody pulling up. Raider Resistance in the building, man. He says, night crew time. Yeah, salute, man. Appreciate you coming through. Robert Johnson in the building, man. Says, let's go Raiders, man. Appreciate you coming by, man. We got Rick Rock in the building. He says, a salute to Pharaoh Raider, Severe. And, man, hey, Big Mike and Juan Soto in the building, man. We're going to have a great conversation today, bro. Let's just get it started, man. Let's not waste any time. Obviously, the Raiders are 1-3. Juan, I think the last time we spoke to you, it was around right after draft time, maybe, or right before it, or right around draft time.
It was right after, maybe during training camp, I believe.
Yeah, like fast forward, obviously, you know, training camp, preseason. Now we're here. The Raiders are 1-3. They lost Cole Miller. He's out for the season. You know, Geno Smith. Even though I'd never looked at Geno Smith as the savior, he's looked worse than I thought he was going to be for the team right now. So far, how he's playing. I mean, what are your thoughts on the Raiders right now?
It's been a mixed bag. So I was saying on my show, what are my 3 big question marks and my 3 big pillars, right? Things that we can count on. 3 big question marks were the defense. We had a whole new line, basically a whole new second and third level, right? All new linebacking core. Pretty much an all-new secondary, right? But they're doing pretty good. So that's a question mark that ended up being positive. Another positive for 1 week is the offensive line. They seem to be a little bit more, playing a little bit more, I don't know, continuity, a little bit more aggression, right? Holding their blocks a little bit longer, not so lost in their assignments. So that seems to be a positive moving forward. The third one was Ashton Genty. Was he picked too high? Is he that dude? He showed if you give him a little bit of space, he's going to be that dude. The problem is the 3 things we're supposed to count on. Number 1 is Max. Max is going to be him every play, no matter what. So we don't have to worry about that. Number 2 is Brock. Been hurt. Haven't been able to count on him. That's a rough one. And the third one is Geno Smith. He's the last few years, since he's been starting again, he's a 2-for-1 touchdown to turnover. He's not that right now. So the 2 of the 3 things you're supposed to count on as your rocks, as your pillars of this team, have not been there. And that's where we've been missing, you know, sustaining drives with Brock, big plays with Brock. Also the turnovers, cutting drives short, giving away scoring opportunities with the turnovers of Geno Smith.
Yeah, that's hey, I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, like, obviously Geno, the biggest surprise, Brock being missing, you could tell. And I said it before the season started, and I don't, Raider Nation was coming after me. I said, hey, the Raiders wide receiver core is one of the worst in the league as of right now. And this is right before the season, as of right now, because there were a lot more question marks than there were, you know, like Myers, for example, was a guy that we know he's a good receiver. He's a solid receiver, probably a good number 2 receiver. Outside of that, there were a lot of questions. Is Trey Tucker finally going to break out? So far, he's been solid. But Dante Thor, he's, you know.
If not for Trey Tucker, bro, this wide receiver core would be whack, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But Mike, let's talk about the big injury with the offensive line, Colt Miller. I mean, like, when your starting left tackle goes out, goes out, and obviously Geno's playing the way he's playing. Yeah. But as Genty finally had his big game, and the Raiders' offensive line looks like they're finally gelling, and they're playing cohesively. And like, what can the Raiders do moving forward? Because right now it sounds like you know, a lot of people this week were like, you know, hey, if we're gonna put Stone, Forsythe, he got a weird last name, man. Shout out to him. Yeah. But Forsythe, if they're gonna go with him, and he's not all that at tackle, we might as well throw Charles Brown out there to develop and get him reps. And, you know, he's going to go through his growing pains. Are you with that logic? Would you rather go with a Charles Grant or with a Stone Forsythe?
I think right now we got to go with Stone Forsythe just because you got to baby the babies at this point. You know, I don't want to stunt any kind of growth coming from either Caleb Rogers or Charles Grant. You know, you throw them out too early and they get beat up early on. Now you're in a situation where you're shell shocking them and it could really mess them up, you know, for the rest of their career. Keep developing them, let them watch and let them, you know, kind of get their reps in at practice with the likes of Max Crosby and the rest of these guys. You know, what they need to do now is, you know, in that room, there needs to be talks of, hey, let's go downhill from now on. We're going downhill. We're going to run this ball, you know, because one thing offensive line will do is they'll go downhill and attack you with the run. That's fundamentals. That's the first thing offensive linemen want to do, you know. Now, pass blocking, that takes a little bit more effort. That takes a little bit more athleticism and want to and things like that. But everybody wants to go downhill. So let's run the ball. That's what it to be. You know, we kind of saw it with the Bears. They changed the game plan a little bit when Geno Smith was throwing all those interceptions. You know, now, you know, there was debate whether Chip Kelly should have done that or not. Well, now he kind of has no choice. We kind of have to start with the run and go heavy with the run, and then, you know, kind of go play action heavy, you know, based on what we're doing with the run. So it's not the end of the world. It doesn't look good, but we gotta run that ball, man. We gotta run the ball.
No, for sure. And you know what I noticed, and maybe Severe, I know you had a shout out to Raider War Room. You were able to break down the film yesterday with my guy Raider 808 Raider. It felt like they were under center more this week, more than the previous weeks. Do you think that helps the offensive line a little bit? You know what I mean? Because I felt like them going constantly shotgun put a lot of pressure on the offensive line. Do you think that moving forward, that's what it's going to look like on offense?
No, because Genty's best runs were out of shotgun. So, like, his 64-yard run was out of shotgun. The big play at the beginning of the game where he had to run off the left side, that was out of shotgun as well. So, I mean, I think people put too much emphasis on that because that's an easy thing to nitpick. You know, like, oh, how deep are you? Your running back is still running from depth regardless. When you're in shotgun, it does make it a little bit easy, well, not necessarily easier. You can sell the play action a little bit more, but also, you know, you got a leaky offensive line. You have to turn your back to the offensive line. So, like, do you want Geno Smith consistently turning his back with an interior of Meredith and Parham, who were, you know, like Meredith was getting whipped consistently. Like, you know, on Genty's big run, like, you know, he got backdoored, and, you know, if it wasn't for Genty being able to break that tackle, that would have been a TF, not a TFL, but a tackle for a short gain. So I think people overblow that, in my opinion. You know, Geno, it seems like he's comfortable out of shotgun. He's able to survey the field. It's not like Genty isn't comfortable running out of shotgun himself. I think he was in the pistol at Boise State, so that's damn near a shotgun right there. So I just think people try to find stuff to latch onto when they don't, like, when they're just looking for answers. Like, they're losing, the team's not playing good, the offense is struggling, and it's like, what it is? Oh, it's shotgun. Is this what it is? It's just a shotgun formation. It's like, I think people put too much emphasis on it when I don't think it's that big of a deal.
So you don't feel like it's too big a deal on the offensive line? You don't feel like it puts a lot of pressure on the tackles?
Genty's biggest runs were out of shotgun. So.
Well, I'm saying just overall on offense, like when they pass the ball, especially because Colton's out for the season. Like, do you really want to put Stone Forsythe in like a situation where he has to block the team's best pass rusher? And
I would rather Geno be able to see the entire offensive line from shotgun than him having to drop back from under center, if you're gonna have Storm Forsythe out there.
But the thing is, though, what we've seen from Geno, he holds on to the football a lot. So it's just like, Juan, do you think that, like, you think this is a coaching thing right now? Like, do you think Chip Kelly needs to take control of the situation with Geno? Because Geno, from what we're seeing, he's 35 years old. He is what he is at this point. And one of the things that he likes to do, he likes to hold on to the football. Like, do you think that Chip Kelly should come in and, like, maybe get the short passing game going? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
a couple things are bothering me about Chip. This is where he needs to earn his money. He's getting paid $6 million, the highest paid coordinator in the league. You have to earn your money now. You need to find a way to make your quarterback comfortable, whether it's under center or whether it's in the shotgun, and give your left tackle some help. You need to figure that out. Nobody else is getting paid to do that but you as Chip Kelly. Okay, now, as far as being under center, it is a little bit better for the play action game, but if we're able to run the ball early, just like in this last game against the Bears, we didn't start doing heavy under center until I think in the second half. What I'm concerned with is the egos of both Chip Kelly and Geno Smith. I think we've all noticed the when Geno Smith threw a interception early, I think it was the first play against the Chargers, and I think either the first or second play against the Bears, it's almost like, oh, I can make that up. I can still make that throw. And it's like you get the clear out in front, right? And then you get either the skinny post or the slant, I think it was, behind it, and he needs to beat that safety. It's the same play 4 times. 2 against the Chargers, 2 against the Bears. It's the same bad read he's making, and I believe if you're making that same mistake on a similar concept over and over again, that is both the coach having an ego, still calling that play that you can see, or the concept that you can see that your quarterback is having trouble with, and the quarterback continuing to make that throw. So yes, we do need to run the ball. That is paramount. We have to do it. It's not going to be easy. I think the Colts are like number 8 in the league in yards allowed, right? They're good up front. Zaire Franklin is much better against the run at linebacker than he is against the pass. I think if Brock Bowers is healthy, Zaire Franklin, if we can isolate him, is someone we can really attack in coverage. He's not very good in coverage so far this year, at least. So the guy we can attack there. But we have to protect these guys sometimes from themselves. And that undying belief in yourself can sometimes turn to ego when you're not learning from your mistakes.
Definitely. I mean, that's a good observation. He's not learning from his mistakes because he threw 3 interceptions in two separate games. So even in that Commanders game, I didn't feel like the Commanders. I remember we had
Louis T.
We had Louis T come on, right? And one of the things he said about the Commanders was that they had a really hard time of taking the ball out the way, or taking the ball from the other team. And we seen that firsthand because literally, I think it was like a comeback route for Dante Thornton. And, you could argue that Thornton probably didn't run the greatest route, and that's a whole different conversation about Thornton running routes outside of, running a go and a deep post. But the corner was all over it, and they almost had an interception on that play. But it just feels like, I don't know if Geno, is it the new offense? Is it Chip Kelly? Because, some people have argued that Chip Kelly and his play design, and it hasn't really, he's still adjusting to the pros and the spacing. It's difference between college and the pros. Shout out to LS, man, with the super chat. My God, man. He says defenses have already worked Geno out, sit on Myers routes with Brock injured, wait for Geno to force the throw. They're not worried about Dante and Trey. Yeah. I mean, I would think with that Trey coming out that game, 3 touchdowns, and he did some good things. I know it was garbage time. It was garbage.
2 blown coverages too, though. It was like
Trey did a good job on one of his touchdowns where his route should have been like a zone beater route where he should have curled in front of the safety, but you saw that, right, Mike? The safety bit down and he went right behind him. So that was Trey making it happen. That was him. That wasn't Geno. That was him making it happen. Yeah. What I'm like confused by is you guys have all seen the cushion that Dante Thornton gets. Where are the comebacks?
You can't run a route. You can't run a comeback, man. He can't run a comeback. He can't run back. Look,
he can't sell it. He can't sell it.
Like one of the first plays in that game. They had like it was like a rub route between. It's basically a natural pick play between Dante. I think it was like with Trey, and Dante. His man got picked. All Dante had to do was flatten out the route, and he catches that thing. And he with 4.3 speed, he might go for 6. Instead of flattening that thing out, he's drifting back toward the defender, gives the defender the perfect angle to make a break on the ball. And had it been a better player, it's an interception. And that's not on Geno Smith. That's on Dante Thornton. Like, bro, you gotta run the correct depths. And I mean, a lot of this is Geno Smith. I mean, obviously, I think the second interception, that was Dagger. I think they were in Tampa 2 at that time. But that's where you want to go. You want to attack in Tampa 2. You want to attack. That's the where you want to attack. But like Bayard, he's baiting them essentially, because he's supposed to be the guy that takes that streak. Even on the first one, on the first play, I thought that was flood, but I talked to somebody, it was actually wide cross where Trey has that over route, but there's no threat to the other side. So the corner on the other side of the field, he's taking everything deep. Trey running that deep over route, he just takes Trey right there. The other corner on the strong side, he just takes Dante Thornton, that leaves Bayard to just hang in the middle and try to read and see what you're going to do. And he already know that, and he can see it. Like that's a basic comeback. He sees that dig coming, so he breaks on it and makes a play. So I mean, some of it is play design, some of it is Geno Smith, but I don't think the play calls are bad. I think it's more play design that needs to be worked on.
Hey,
and that's one of my issues. So go ahead, Mike.
Hold your thought. I just want to say something real quick, man. And I'm not gonna play the blame game, right? The blame game is easy to do with 1 and 3. But one thing that I noticed, what everybody knows, but nobody's talking about, is where's Jack Besh? We picked him in the second round and we're not using him.
Man.
Like, and we got higher expectations for Dante Thornton, who was a 4th round pick. We should be having a discussion about Jack Besh. We should be talking about that a lot more. Like,
I have a theory.
What are your expectations? What's going on with that?
Real quick, and y'all could chime in on this. I have a theory. Like, I was talking to someone and we were like going through the offseason and we're going like, now that was a Pete Carroll call. That was a spy tech call. And I think Jack Besh was a spy tech guy. Exactly. And what we found out from Chip Kelly himself, Dante Thornton was a Pete Carroll guy, because Pete Carroll was the one that brought Dante Thornton to everybody's attention, to that coaching staff, and everybody fall in love with him. The rest is history. They end up drafting him. So at the end of the day, like, Pete Carroll's the head coach. He's gonna have final say of what happens on that football field. So I think it's a GM coach dynamic that's going on right now. I mean, can y'all speak to this? I mean, Juan, do you think it's a situation where Spy Tech is high on Jack Besh? Spy Tech obviously drafted Jack Besh to possibly replace, a Myers, and even Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, that was a Pete Carroll move, because Amari Cooper even admitted that Pete Carroll was texting him all offseason. And then finally, Spy Tech gave way and made the signing once what happened. Myers came into the building and said, yeah, can you trade me? So, speak to that real quick.
Jack Besh needs to show without a shadow of a doubt that he's ready. Because, again, like you guys are saying, he probably wasn't the pick. He's not. He doesn't fit what Chip Kelly likes. They don't have to be tall. They can be short. It doesn't matter. As long as they're fast. He likes speed. He likes to attack horizontally to stretch the defense out, and he attacks the seams vertically when he has the chance. But Pete Carroll, he likes big receivers, and if they're not huge, they have to be fast. Okay? Jack Besh is like in between, where he's bigger, like built-wise, but he's not tall. He's 6'1", I think. And he's quick, but he's not super fast. He's kind of like in between a Hunter Renfrow and a Brock Bowers. Like, he's quick, but not that quick. He's big, but not that big. He's in between. He doesn't really fit what you normally would think of in a Chip Kelly or even a Pete Carroll type of offense that he's had when he was coaching. So, yes, I do get that. That's probably going to be more of a spy tech call. But the issue is, again, you're paid a lot of money, Chip Kelly. This is a good player. He's basically a walking yard after catch. You get him the ball, it takes. You watch this tape at TCU. It takes 4 or 5 guys to bring him down every single time he gets the ball. Yep. Get him the ball somewhere. Like, how many screens have we seen this year in 4 games? 1 to Brock Bowers the last game. Like, we've only seen 1 screen. That's insane for a Chip Kelly offense. Yeah. Where is all that stuff? Where's the creativity? How come we're not attacking and stretching the defense horizontally across the field, making them? We're not making the defense defend the width of the entire field. It's just very limited slots that we're attacking. So this is an issue that Chip Kelly needs to broaden his horizons and needs to be more creative with the offensive game plan that he's putting out, because they're very predictable, as been shown by. I mean, the Chargers are a good defense, so I understand that. And the first interception was the safety made a great play and knocked it out of Trey Tucker's hands, but some of those calls were just baiting them in there, and it wasn't, like I said, it was Geno Smith threw the ball, so he's going to take the blame. But again, you have to give him a chance to succeed.
No, definitely. I mean, Mike, if you want to chime in on this.
It's I definitely agree. It seems like it's not much of a fit, and that's why that's kind of what I brought it up. And we've been talking about needs on this team. That was a need that we could have been using. We could have got another offensive lineman. We could have got a corner. It's a little disappointing right now that we're not maximizing our usage of our draft class. That's one thing that I have a big gripe with what's going on right now. Now, I did kind of contradicting myself about that just because we have our young offensive linemen, but these are mid-round picks that have the potential to really help out the team down the line. And you kind of have to baby them just a little bit. But a second-round pick, you're expecting them to kind of come out and play contribute right away. Right. So that's the difference, right? But and even more to my point, you pick Jack Besh in the second round, and he's a special teams guy. Mm-hmm. That's a problem. That's a big problem.
Big problem. I mean, I have a theory on that. I think the Raiders were looking heavily at Jaden Higgins. I think Jaden Higgins is a similar body type, speed, size, tall guy to the guy they ended up getting in Thornton.
I agree.
He was taking a couple picks ahead, so they traded back. I think they were eyeing Will Johnson. Will Johnson got popped right in front of them, so they traded back again. My problem with trading back again is Ursere was right there at tackle, and that was like what are you guys doing? Man, I really liked them, but you know what? It is what it is. But that's just my theory. The guys that kind of fit, you got a tall, long type fast corner, you got a tall, long, fast receiver that are picked right ahead of you guys. Jack Besh just didn't fit. He didn't fit what I'm not saying he's not. I think he's a good player. I think he can do a lot of good things, but it just didn't fit what you would normally look at in either a Chip Kelly or a Pete Carroll type of team.
That's interesting because Spike Tech just went with what he wanted instead of like kind of consulting with his coaches to get what they would want in a player. It's like maybe it's a little bit of give and take a little bit. I'm sure he wants to get his guys, but then also he's going to want to get guys that his coaches would want. I mean, Severe, I know you wanted to chime in on this.
Yeah, man. I want to basically piggyback on what you already said before. You look at a lot of these decisions, all roads lead back to Pete Carroll. We keep one. You can fault Chip Kelly all he wants to. Who is the offensive line coach on this team? Brendan Carroll. Who's the assistant quarterbacks coach on this team? Nathan Carroll. Who are the guys? JPJ, without a doubt, is our second best offensive lineman on this team behind Colton Miller. It's not without a doubt. Why is this guy having to compete with statistically the worst guard in the NFL last year, who's also older? But Stone Forsythe walks right in here. We cut there Mumford. He walks right into a left tackle job. He don't have to compete with Charles Grant. He don't got to compete with a damn person, right? Same thing with Jack Besh and Dante Thornton. We're hearing that Jack Besh is in Pete Carroll's doghouse. Dante Thornton, who's the guy he suggested, he's not in the doghouse. He's playing. So it seems to me that Pete Carroll, he's asked a question about Jackson Powers Johnson, about why he's competing at right guard, or the decision with him at right guard. He instantly, you see the emotion. It's not a pragmatic answer. It's not a logical answer. It's an emotional reaction to a fair question. So it seems to me that Pete Carroll was the guy that's pulling a lot of these strings, pressing a lot of these buttons, and you don't hire 75-year-old coaches for a reason. The man seems like he lost his fastball. because he's supposed to have these guys prepared. I've seen 3 games in a row where they look ill prepared. They didn't look like they were the team that was playing the hardest or the best or had the best game plan. They looked like they were out game planned offensively and defensively in all 3 games. Obviously, turnovers played a factor in the last game, but yet and still.
I don't know, man, because I feel like the defense has been the best part of has been the biggest surprise this season is how well they played at times. Not to say they played perfect, it's because my expectation of the Raiders defense was super low. Just because of the talent on that side, I didn't really expect too much. I felt like, to be honest with you, it's been a surprise that the offense has been struggling at times. I was kind of surprised by that because I thought, oh, Chip Kelly, man, he's going to bring this creative, just like what Juan, just to piggyback what Juan was talking about, that creativity, which I haven't really seen too much. And, I thought Geno was going to bring a little bit of stability, at least solid play at that QB position. We haven't seen that. So I feel like the offense has been like the biggest disappointment. And the defense, which is Pete Carroll's bread and butter, along with Patrick Graham, has been like the more consistent thing about the team. Because if you look at outside of the Commanders game, they've kept the team in the game. Last game, they kept the team in the game. The Patriots game, they kept the team in the game. I feel like every game, the defense have played a hand in keeping the team in the game. And then the offense, they would have stretches where they, like, for example, that Patriots game, remember that first half, it was like that offense was going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. But the defense was playing that bend but don't break defense, and they're finding ways to, get off the field or keep them at 3 points. Because I think I seen a stat, the Raiders are up there one of the best teams in the red zone. So kind of aligns with the type of defense that they play, that bend but don't break defense. The teams are not gonna score touchdowns against them. But
Patriots game. Offense came out cooking until they had the turnover.
Yeah, but then there was like that stretch in that first half where I'm like, they're going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And then like in the second half, they kind of got it going a little bit. But they weren't. It's not like they were. It's not like they scored 35 points. They ended up scoring 20. But it is what it is. I just think that they're gonna have to make some adjustments. I think, in my opinion, what's happening is kind of a blessing in disguise, because all the things that you're like, Juan, you were talking about, and Mike, you're talking about, like about the offense and not seeing no screenplays and not running the football, maybe not even going me personally, I want them to go under center a little bit, maybe. I think that might help out the offense a little bit, the offensive line at least. I think with Colt Miller going out, they're going to have to make some adjustments. And the adjustment is that you drafted Genty at number 6. Now this is the time where you're like, you got to go all in. He is the guy. You build this around your best players on offense. And it's clear that it's Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty. I mean, Juan, you want to speak to that? I mean, like, do you feel like it might make any sense?
This is not rocket science. It's not like something that's like, a doctorate level. Okay. You get your playmakers the ball, right? Yep. Brock Bowers having 2 targets the first 3 quarters, and he gets 3 targets and 3 catches in the fourth quarter. Like, why are you not getting him the ball? Look, I don't care that he's hurt, because if he's healthy enough to suit up and he's healthy enough to start, he's healthy enough for you to get on the ball. All right. So if he can't work out there the way you need him to, then don't play him. If he's out there, then you need to give him the ball. Get your playmakers the ball. Genty, he finally caught the ball out of the backfield. They're finally looking for him, and he scored 2 touchdowns on 2 catches. These are things that's not like, oh, wow, why didn't we do this before? Some of the things that need to kind of change a little bit and Severe, to your point, if you want to make sure that your quarterback can see the rush coming, you're going to have more packages that are 12 personnel, jumbo package to help that left tackle in the shotgun. You can do both. There's no law against you not being able to do that. Yeah. Whether it's, one of the younger guys coming up at tight end, if Mayer still can't go, which is, I think is a big loss, but you got to figure it out. You got to figure something out, and it's out there to be had. If us 4 can put our heads together and figure out just formation-wise things that'll help, and if we don't see that on the field and you're still getting the same result, what is going on here? That's my main concern is, let's see what they're coming up with. If it's just more of the same, then that is the ego problem that I talked about earlier.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
But Juan, man, we appreciate you coming by. I know you gotta head out. Let the people know where they can they find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
Yeah, Raiders versus the World on everything, X, Twitter and X, Instagram, TikTok. I finally got on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, all that stuff. Check it out. Also on my YouTube, there's the link tree. It's all my sponsors, all my socials, and everything. Go check it out. If you try any of my sponsors out, just make sure to put the promo code SOTO, SOTO, my last name, and that'll give you a bunch of perks. If you want to join the Shield Society, I have a Shield Society. It's $5 a month. If you want to do it, that's great. If not, I'm still going to give you content every single day, so don't worry about it. You get some perks. You get videos right away. You get a watch party with me. That's just us, so you can say whatever you want. And also, I give the viewers an opportunity to hop on too. I put the link in the messages, and if you want to hop on and give your take or whatever, I give you the opportunity to do that too, if you want to. If not, that's cool. Like I said, I'm still going to give you guys a video every single day.
For sure, man. Hey, Juan, like I said, man, appreciate you coming by and chopping it up. Hopefully, we'll have you on soon.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Peace out.
All right, man.
Peace out.
Take care.
Take care, man.
All right, man. That was Juan Soto, man. Definitely check him out. Raiders versus the World. Man, the guy knows his stuff, man. He has good insight on the team.
Yeah.
Appreciate him coming by.
Yeah, that dude was cooking.
Yeah, man. And Mike, man, hey, look, a lot of people have been talking to me, like last show, 50-50 show. They've been talking about mock drafts. They already started that conversation. I mean, it's early, and I told them it's early. I told them it's early. But have you been keeping tabs? Because I know I heard that it's a good offensive line draft. Like, is there anybody that you like coming out at tackle?
Get out of Utah.
It's probably a little early though. It's probably early.
Yeah, it's early, but man, that Utah kid, man, you know, you can't go wrong from an offensive lineman from Utah, man. I mean, you can't, you know, or any Midwest school, corn-fed, you know what I mean? Like, you really can't go wrong. Give me an offensive tackle from the University of Iowa. I don't care what his name is. We'll make it work, you know, but it's early, man. I can't do it yet, man. And you know, to kind of ease the minds for Raider Nation, whether it helps or not, right? Just looking at the numbers, because I nerd out with the numbers, man. Yards per play. Raiders are dead in the middle at yards per play at 5.5. And in context, you know, they're 12th, 13th in the league with that, which is, it's okay, right? Offensively. But then on the other side, yards given up per play, they're also at 5.5 yards. So when you add those two, when you minus those two numbers up, it's 0. And usually when you have a 0 at that number, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's not a good thing either, but it just means that you're a mediocre team. So let's kind of adjust our expectations just a little bit. We're not the bottom of the barrel type of team, but we gotta strategize a lot better than what we've doing. And how does that look, right? 12 personnel, like my guy Juan Soto said, right? You gotta have a tight end on that left side to kind of chip and slow down that pass rush when we're throwing the ball, right? Running the ball, you gotta do it heavy. It's an Ashton Genty show. We gotta start running him heavy. I want to treat him like how, you know, prime Alvin Kamara was with the Saints. You know, 10 catches out of the backfield, 15 carries out of, you know, I want to see something like that. We got to get him heavy, especially with Brock Bowers not being 100%. I don't think he's going to play. I saw a video when he got hurt that they were suspecting it was a PCL sprain or something like that. That's something that's going to last for the rest of the season, guys, to be honest with you. Now, if that's the truth or not, right? If that is the truth, it's going to last the whole season. We're not going to get 100% Brock Bowers. And I'm kind of sensing, you know, based on what we've seen injury report-wise today, that he might not play and that he's not going to be 100% when he plays this year. That's just my take on that one, man. But that's it. That's all I got for that, man.
Oh, man, that's terrible. That's disgusting. I'm not going to lie, man. But you know what? I agree with you, Mike, when it comes to expectations. And I've been saying that since day one. since day one. And I told everybody about this season, my expectations weren't high to begin with. They weren't high to begin with. So I can't really be like, I can be critical on certain things that, that need to be, looked at in certain ways. But at the end of the day, like if I didn't expect this team to win a lot of games, then it's just a matter of how it happens, so, and I think people, that's the problem sometimes is that, and Severe probably speak to this a little bit. A lot of that comes from Pete, the head coach. The new regime comes in saying we're gonna win. We're gonna come out swinging, and we're gonna go for it. And Pete was like, hey Max, tell the guys, man, rally up. Like he's saying all these things, like telling Mari Cooper and texting him like, hey, look, I've won 10 games this amount of years as a coach. I've won 9 games this amount of year. So like, just to let you know, like we're about winning over here. Yeah. 1 week later, Amari Cooper retires. So Amari believed him enough to sign a contract. As soon as he, I'm just joking. I'm sure Amari didn't look all that, but that's hella disrespectful that he retired.
He's I think he's gonna be back. I think he'll be back. Not with the Raiders. He's coming. He's gonna play somewhere.
He's gonna do Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup.
That's even more disrespectful. If he comes back, that's a slap in the Raiders' face. I mean, like, because he basically said, like, I'm not trying to be a part of whatever you guys got going on. This don't look right to me. So I'm just gonna smoothly move left here, and that'd be even worse. That'd be even worse. But yeah, man, I agree, man. They got to double down on Ashton Genteen, and I want to see what that looks like. How do they find ways to creatively get him going? It's gonna be tough though, man, because that left side, Severe, we talked about it on 50-50 show. A lot of the success, the bigger explosive run, his most explosive one, I think most of his explosive runs came on that left side, I believe.
I think all but one, I want to say.
Would you explosive plays 10 yards plus? You would say 10 yards plus?
Yeah, 10-yard run. 10-yard run.
10-yard runs.
20-yard pass.
Right. So we'll see, man. That's gonna put hey, man. JPJ, we've been calling him the second best offensive lineman. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. I mean, he's right guard, but they're gonna have to find a way to, and it's not just on him. It's the entire offensive line, like Parham, everybody, Meredith, JPJ. Glaze, they got to be on point in order for them to be decent on offense. But we'll see. We'll see how it looks like. Yaya says we have to manage our expectations. Yeah, facts. I mean, I already have my expectations, but I mean, Mike, did you have high expectations for this team? I mean, did you think that they were going to be better than what you're seeing right now?
I had a ideal scenario where no injuries were happening, and
Christian Wilkins still on the team.
Christian Wilkins on the team, and Pete Carroll being Pete Carroll, we were going to win 10 games.
Yeah,
that's where I had us.
Like in a
at the
perfect
beginning
world.
of the season. Yeah. And it would have to be everything going right for us, because everything went just completely wrong last year. So I was going for, kind of going with the
regress to the mean.
Yeah, regress to the mean type of situation, to where things were going to work out for us this year.
Yeah.
So far, have been a lot of the same from last year, with things just not going our way, right? We even down to the point where we had a chance to win the game, and now you're getting a tip from the long snapper that he does a certain thing before he snaps the ball, and now it's being noticed, and now you get what almost never happens on the edge. Maybe in high school this happens, where somebody comes off the edge and blocks the field goal.
Yeah,
you don't see that very often in college, let alone the pro. So it's just unlucky what's going on, and it's just unfortunate. I'm not saying we're going to be 4-13. I think we're a lot better than that, but kind of reshifting my expectations and reshifting what we're seeing, it looks like a 7-8 win team.
Oh man,
we went 7 or 8. You went 7 or 8, bro. I'm doing cartwheels up the street.
I said 7 at best. I said 7 at best, bro. I said 7 at best.
Damn.
But I will say that just because the defense didn't give me no confidence, and this is before the season started. Before the season. Now I'm like, ooh, it's looking rough. But I said 7 at best just based off like The defense, I didn't know how they were going to get it done, like just week in, week out, how they're going to be able to match up with some of these teams. They don't have a lot of depth. The team doesn't have a lot of depth. Like, think about like Colt Miller going down. We're like, whew, season over. You know what I mean? Like, that's the literally, as soon as we heard Colt Miller get hurt and that he was going to be out for extended time, most of Raider Nation was like, damn, season's over. Because, but the Chargers, on one hand, a team that has depth. Now, I'm saying that, you know, obviously they lost two of their starting tackles. But when they lost their starting left tackle, no one was saying their season's over. They just moved Joe Alt to the left side. And then, you know, like everybody was still like, oh, they can make it work. But that's the teams with depth. The good teams have depth. And the Raiders right now, they're still building that out. We'll see if Charles Grant can step up. And
7 sounds crazy. 8 sounds crazy. But, you know, say we pull off the upset in Indianapolis. I'm not completely sold on Indianapolis like that. I mean, they're a lot better than what everybody thought they were going to be. But say we get out of there with a win. Now we're looking at 2-3. Now we got the Tennessee Titans. We should take care of business. Now we're on a win streak. Now people's going to start talking differently, right? Yeah. I know how this works. You win 1 or 2 games. The world isn't, the sky isn't falling like it used to be, right? So, you know, I'm trying to kind of temper my expectations on both sides, right? I'm not going to say we're going to go 1-16 or 15 either, you know? So, you know, we get a little win streak going, you know, go 2-game winning streak. You got the Kansas City Chiefs coming on after that. Now you're starting to look with a little bit of confidence, like, hey, maybe we're a little bit better than we think. We got the run game going. Hopefully that's what, you know, I'm still trying to be, I'm probably the last person on this boat right now of positivity, but hey, you know,
man. We need you.
It's a lot of things.
We need you.
Hey,
well, no. I agree. I agree though. I agree that, not to cut you off, but I agree that like this week, I feel like this could be a winnable game. And I know Severe, you're gonna have something to say about it, just because the way the Colts have been playing this season. But I think that there's a way for the Raiders to win. Because, you know, soon we'll play an interview we had with Colts guy who was able to let us know about what's going on with the team and everything like that. But I was able to look into how they are against the run, and they're listed at top 10. But I'm looking at like what, you know, the Rams were able to do last week. They were able to, you know, Kyron Williams was able to get it going. And some of the other running backs that they were able to play on this year, they were able to get it. I see Devon Achane. I know they got blown out, but he was able to. His numbers look good. And I'm looking at some of these starting running backs. They were able to get theirs. So I'm looking at Ashton Genty. I'm like, hey, you're coming off a big game. Raiders right now, they need him to be good. So they're going to find every way possible to get him going. And one of the best things about the Raiders defense, their strength, if you want to say it's a strength, is stopping the run. Outside of the Commanders game, so if they stop, you know, a Jonathan Taylor, who was the heart and soul of that offense, obviously got weapons, but then you put a Daniel Jones in second or third and long. So I think I'm with you. I'm with you, Mike. I'm with you. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, go ahead, man. I didn't mean to steal your thunder, man. But I was like, that was my upset pick of the week, by the way.
Oh, hey, and there you go. I got us winning this game. I don't think we're going 1-4, man. We're a lot better team than that. We should have beat the Bears.
Okay.
You know, we played the Chargers hard. That entire game, you know, if you take away that one broken coverage where they scored right there, the score was what, 13-9? Like, you know, saying that from a team that's been rolling on offense, that's not bad. We got to start looking at the good things that the Raiders are doing, and defense has been a bright spot for sure this season.
No, it has. And I mean, Severe, I mean, did you get a chance to check out Darian Porter?
Yeah, some of his reps.
Yeah,
out there. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't really. I mean, they were so busy cooking Caillou that he really didn't get tested. So. That's funny. He really had to test him. So, but you know, and his limited reps, like he looked comfortable. He didn't look like he was out there. Like he didn't look. I don't see like a deer in the headlights or a guy that didn't look like he belonged on the NFL football field. So, we'll see what happens with Eric Stokes. I'm hearing he's trending toward playing. But if not, I think we'll see what Darren Porter has. Obviously, this wide receiver core, they got a few weapons. They got Michael Pittman, they got Josh Downs, they got Adonai Mitchell if he gets out of the doghouse, and obviously Tyler Warren is a jack of all trades. So they're going to utilize him in a multitude of ways. But this coach team, it seems like the one time we played, outside of Ben Johnson, he's a rookie head coach. And the only all good offensive performance they've really had was against that terrible Cowboys defense. But outside of that, the Bears have kind of struggled. Like they came out pretty strong against the Vikings and struggled ever since that. Ever since that game, they struggled until they played a terrible Cowboys defense. And then they struggled again against us. We played the Commanders, and a backup quarterback. They've taken advantage of us. Like without Terry McLaurin. Too, right? They didn't have Terry McLaurin either, did they? No, did they?
They
next week. The next week. He missed the next week, right? He missed the next week. So. But Mariota was able to, do us pretty badly, and I'm looking at Daniel Jones as like he's a Mariota type. He's a guy that doesn't have the strongest arm, very mobile. I think now he's kind of limiting his mistakes. He had like a wild throw in the beginning of that Rams game, but after that, he kind of settled down, and they play good football. Obviously, they're going to run behind Jonathan Taylor, and Tyler Warren is going to be an issue because I don't think we don't, whether it be Jamal Adams, Devin White, maybe Pratt, but for damn sure not Atlanta Riley. Like, I don't know who on our team is going to guard him. So he's going to create some issues. So and then offensively, now I obviously I think they want to go with Stone Forsythe. Me personally, I would throw Grant out there, and I would give him help. I would give him help to that side often, and put him in some favorable positions, and let him build some confidence. Let him start to build towards something, because Stone Forsythe is not here for the future. He's only here because of Pete Carroll. So, and anytime he has played, he's been pretty bad. So, they're going to he's either going to have to face Kwity Paye, who I think is going to demolish him, or Leatu Latu, who I think would demolish him as well. So, I think either one of those matchups is not a favorable matchup for Stone Forsythe. So, I think this is going to be a tough game. If we're able to keep the run game going, because in order to run 12 personnel, you have to be able to run the ball. Because if you can't run the ball, then no team is going to worry about what personnel group you come at. So this last game, we showed we were able to run the ball. If we can keep that going, I think we can stay in 12, and I think we can kind of chip away. The Colts have one of the worst red zone defenses in the league, and we've been very efficient in the red zone. So if we can chip away, get to the red zone, put points on the board, kind of keep it a low-scoring affair where we, control the clock and pound the rock, I think we could pull it out. That being said, I don't think that happens. I don't think that happens.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Now there's a way for them to win this game, and it's just that like every game outside of the Commanders game, they competed. And if you look at the circumstance of the Commanders game, if you compare it, it's not just like any other game. They went across country on a short week. They played against a team that literally their last game was the Thursday, so they had 10 days to prepare and get rested. Exactly. So it's like, from a strategic standpoint, it was a disadvantage for the Raiders. And it showed, too, when you seen all the missed tackles. It just looked sloppy. Every phase of the football. And every other game, at least, and I'm not saying the defense has been perfect. They obviously, there's a talent deficiency. It's like straight up. Like, we're not going to act like, the Raiders defense is going to be elite this season. It's just they're finding ways to get it done. Somehow, some way. Max Crosby's playing Superman every week. Last game was probably, you can argue, one of the best games he's ever played. Like,
the best.
Just not from just a standpoint of just impacting the game, batting passes at the line of scrimmage, forcing turnovers. What was the next step in Max Crosby's game that needed to go to the next level? Forcing turnovers. He's done that about 2 or 3 times this year. Hopefully it continues. And then hopefully, I'm not waiting for Tyree Wilson to break out, but maybe a Kuntz could break out. Maybe some of these young guys. You know who's been flashing? I already knew that I was gonna get that, man. I'm just
Man.
you gonna be, yo, all you gonna see is a skeleton, a hat, and a finger on the keyboard.
I was thinking the same thing, bro.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
that's hilarious. But yeah, like I was saying, man, it's really I'm not really dependent on them to be elite. It's just they find a way to get it done, and the coaching staff has had this team ready to go on that side of the ball. Offensively, it's kind of I don't know what to expect. That's the one thing that's where I'm like I don't know how they're gonna get, especially an offensive line that was struggling going into last week's game. Even though they had their best game of the season, they lost their best offensive lineman. It's like, oof. Chip, if them Ohio State coaches were telling a lie, man, I'll be mad at them. But like one of the things that they said about Chip Kelly coming out of Ohio State was the adjustments he made on their way to a championship game. So hopefully he makes those adjustments from a, Severe, you talked about the play design. Hopefully he makes that type of adjustment from an offense. Like let's go all in on Genty, man. Let's make it. And I'm sure Pete Carroll. Do you think Pete Carroll got into it? Like, do you think Pete Carroll might have maybe talked to Chip a little bit on that side of the ball? Because it just felt like the first 3 games we were doing the same thing over and over. Like the offensive line was just. I mean, they played better. Just straight up. At the end of the day, they execute better. I'm not gonna act like. Yeah. But do you think Pete had that conversation, Severe?
I mean, I don't think so because we didn't do anything drastically different, outside of, obviously the we had the design pass to Genty that we got the touchdown off of. But outside of that, we were running a lot of the same stuff. It's just that it was just being executed better. We were executing a lot better. We still tried to run trap again. Like we still tried to run trap in this game. I was like, bro, why you still running trap? So, but we were just executing a lot better. And a lot of those runs where Genty was having success, he was 4 or 5 yards up the field clean. And another thing is that Genty, he still missed a few holes, but he was seeing the picture much clearer. He was navigating in those tight spaces much better than I saw previously. Like he had one run early in the game where he hit a smooth cutback, bounced it outside, ran over a defender, broke like 3-4 more tackles, got an extra 4. Like that stuff in the previous games. A perfect example was one I say in the Commanders game where he's running into the back of the guard and he's getting against like where there's holes there to be had. So I think he's starting to adjust to the speed of the game. I think he's starting to adjust and understand the strengths of the linemen in front of him, and that's giving him more confidence to, hey, you know what, I can make this cutback and I know it's going to be a lane over here, or I understand what we're doing in this particular blocking scheme and I know I got somebody on this side. I can cut back here, or I can bend it over here, and still I can find that hole and I can find some light. So he looked much more comfortable in this game. The offensive line executed much better. Like just every one of his big runs, outside of the 64-yard one where Meredith got beat. But all those other big runs, he was 4 or 5 yards up the field without being touched. And that's how you want Genty to be running. You want him getting downhill, building up that speed, and then, hey, you know what? Can y'all tackle me? At this point, can y'all? Who wants to try? Not him having to run away from people or run around people. Now I got a full head of speed, full head of steam coming at you, and I dare you to try to tackle me.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, Mike, man, we appreciate you coming by, man. It's a great show, great conversation. I know you got to head out, but if you want to let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. Big Mike Raider. Big Mike, one word, Raider the second one. That's the first thing that pops up. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the support, man. Appreciate my fellows with the Round the Shield, man. It was good to be back and rock out with you guys, man. It was a good time, man. We thanks for having me again, man. But we're gonna be talking on Sunday morning before the game. Me and Wasted, we're gonna be doing a morning show, and then we'll see, depending on the game, if I feel like talking about the Raiders after that. You might see that.
Man.
But yeah, that's it, man.
Funny, bro. Hey, man. Hey, Mike, we appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we have you on again soon, man.
Oh yeah, we gotta do it soon, man. Hey, salute to the chat, man. Salute to y'all, man. Y'all have a good show.
All right, bro. Take care.
All right, peace.
Yes, my
man,
dog,
Big Mike Raider.
My dog. Hey, man, if y'all don't like me, blame Big Mike. She the one that got me on YouTube. So blame him.
Salute to Big Mike, man. If y'all haven't subscribed, definitely go ahead and go over his YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, as well as, Raider versus the World, Juan Soto. Definitely subscribe to his channel. Great conversations. We had a good show. I told y'all we're gonna have a good conversation. But yeah, man, if you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. The show is not over. It is not over. I told y'all we're gonna do a Raiders Colts preview, and we have a good one for y'all. So let me before we get into that, make sure to, like I said, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Severe, if you want to hit up the chat real quick for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I see Myra in the chat. Salute to Myra. LS dropping his picks. I got a little cheat sheet. Let's see what I'm doing. All right. I'm studying. I'm getting ready. Salute to my guy Yaya in the chat. Oh, Mint pulled up. Okay. Better late than never. Hope he's out there.
He got his picks
hooping
in too. I think he got his picks in too. So we gonna get into that in a little bit too.
He out there calling carrying in pickup games. You that kind of guy, man. You be calling carry. You
foul.
You one of them, man? No, don't tell me you one of them, bro. Don't be out there. So that's a double dribble. That's a double dribble.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, but I will say that, like, I know you guys think the Raiders, like, if the Raiders mess around and win this game, watch, we'll mess around and lose to Tennessee. That's just some Raider stuff to do, bro, and you know it. That's why you laughing, because we would do some stuff like that.
Because we're not there yet, as a team to be. We're not consistent enough. But
Tennessee,
I don't know. I have a weird feeling that I feel like they can pull it out this week, but I wouldn't be surprised like if they lost. I'm not gonna act like I'm super confident about it, but I just feel like after last week's, I feel like they should have won last week. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but they should have won.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Look, another thing I'm going to tell you. I'm going to cut you off. I think you the one that told me, because I didn't even see the presser. You told me that Pete Carroll was like, "Oh, cool story," when he said that Boben Meyer had a tail. Right, that's what he said, something like that. Like he said, like nice story, something like that.
He said we didn't see that. We look back at it. He's like, we didn't see that. We don't know what he's talking about.
Pete Carroll is, like, I'm telling you, bro. Pete Carroll ball face line, bro. I would trust nothing. Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll can tell me that water is wet and the sky is blue. I'ma dip my finger in that thing and then look outside to make sure. Like, I don't trust a word this dude says at all. Because I looked at the film and there is a tail, and he does it. He did it all game long. And what they did was they overloaded that side. They had 4 to our. I mean, if you're looking at it from angle, 4 to the left, 4 defenders to the left, which would be the defensive right, and 6 defenders. 6 defenders to the left, which would be the defense's right, and 4 defenders to our left. And they just overloaded that side, and there was too many people over there. And that's how they were ready to get the block. But there is a tail. There's definitely a tail there.
He's not going to admit it, though. He doesn't want to admit that.
Yeah, I mean, he just admit
because he doesn't want to give. He doesn't want to give teams, like, he doesn't want to admit that that's even though teams will just look at the film and see, like, but he doesn't want to admit it from, like, I guess I would say my guess would be like from a strategic standpoint. He doesn't want to say, oh, this is our weakness. This is something that we're struggling. This is actually whatever. He doesn't want to admit that whatever another team saw on film, it worked. They found it, and they were able to be successful with it. So this is going to give motivation for the next team to come in and, okay, look, these guys.
But look, if anything, now they know the tail. So now they know other people know the tail, and they can use that to manipulate people. If anything. Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But hey, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Like I said earlier, we had a good guest, Colts fan Cole, come by to talk about the Colts against the this Raiders Colts matchup this weekend. Without further ado, let's go ahead and check out this interview. We back with another guest, man. We got Colts fan Cole in the building, man, and we appreciate him coming through. We're going to have a great conversation. Obviously, we're going to be previewing the Colts and Raiders matchup this weekend. Man, the Colts, I think, might be the biggest surprise this season. One of the biggest surprises. I guess it's probably like the first question I really wanted to ask, because I kind of like, over the years, I kind of like some of the moves that the Colts have done over the years, like especially because, with the Raiders' constant, just revolving room when it comes to general managers. One of the guys that they interviewed was Ed Dodds. So we had to like pay attention. Okay, what did Ed Dodds do? And I'm like, oh, okay, they drafted a few guys that I really like on the team. But one of those guys who is not starting right now is quarterback Anthony Richardson. If you could tell us like what's going on there. Obviously, Daniel Jones is now the starter and he's playing really well. But like, was that something that you seen coming when they made the change as starting quarterback?
Sure. Yeah, great to meet you both. First and foremost, honored to be on here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think all Colts fans and National Media League throughout the off season, it was a slog, right? Like Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson. I was personally a Richardson guy. I thought he was capable of a lot more, like raised the ceiling. But like you said, GM, ours has been consistent for better or worse. I'd put less than 20% of the fan base actually still wanting the GM headed into this year, probably even a little shorter than that. But he has been good at building the trenches, on both sides of the ball to allow either of the quarterbacks to, I think, have done well this year to exceed some expectations. But obviously Daniel Jones, I think that, second phase of his career, like we've seen compared a million times, but the Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, right? He wants it. I'm not going to sit here and talk about work ethic. I'm not in the building, but I think reading between the tea leaves, that above and beyondness that you need to be a franchise NFL quarterback, Daniel Jones showed more of. And from my understanding, this coaching staff, general management, was really looking at this summer, fresh slate for everyone. But Jones beat out Richardson, and I didn't really love it at the time, but how can you not love 3-1?
Yeah, no, definitely. And well, before we get into the game, is he going to be? Do you predict that he's going to be traded? Because I've heard rumors.
Not at the deadline. Off season, anything's possible. Especially, Danny gets like a playoff win or two. Especially, he's all but certain to be the quarterback next year. Injury too. We have the fifth rounder, Riley Leonard out of Notre Dame. Is he quite ready to, be the backup on a winning football team right now? You'd almost rather have the guy as QB2 for the rest of the season. What could we even realistically get? Like, I think third round is the magic number. Again, this pains me if I could look back at myself in like the summer months when these guys were competing and be like, how could you turn your back on your boy Anthony Richardson? But
right.
We're just in a different spot now, and it's like third rounder probably gets it done. Like, I would be like, man, really? But you got to move on if you play winning football, and I think we've been craving that for some time now, no matter who's going to bring it to us. But I just don't see it being a realistic option to trade him at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense. Third round pick. That's kind of what Trey Lance went for. He was a former top 5 pick, similar to Anthony Richardson. Steichen, like you mentioned, the GM also as well. We're kind of in the hot seat, kind of going into the season. But the way GMs and coaches can save their jobs is simple. They win, and so far they're 3-1. What's the biggest reason why they're 3-1?
Yeah, motivation, I think, too. It shouldn't be a thing in the NFL. You guys get paid millions of dollars. They have to show up every day, nose of the grindstone. But it is a big part of it. Jim Irsay, God rest his soul, I think, is motivating, the team to a bunch of vets who were around, because we do build through the draft, keep within our own, kind of bid us maybe 2 of the last 3 years. But obviously we have the right mix and match right now of guys from outside the building to come in now to really be competitive and really want it. Some guys on the contract years, some guys that just got the new money. Daniel Jones having something to prove too, I think, has embodied this offense especially, and defense too, with the change in defensive coordinator. Some of that, unfortunately, pressure makes diamonds in the NFL, and everybody's seats pretty boiling hot if you started 1-3 even. So I think all that wind at the sails, and the guys are playing for their coach and themselves for sure.
Yeah, Raider fans are listening to you. 1-3. That's the record of the Raiders team right now. So they're kind of like struggling right now. So I don't know if they're technically in a hot seat just because it's their first year in the job, and you know how that goes. But you never know what happens with Raider Nation or with the Raiders in general. But that's interesting. You mentioned like the new defensive coordinator. I like him coming. Like I thought that was actually good signing. Lou Amaru, former defensive coordinator for the Bengals. I was kind of surprised that they let him go. Like, what are your thoughts on him? Is he like a big part of what they're doing on defense as far as like the success they're having?
Sure. Yeah, we've had a lot of injuries at corner. That's been kind of tough. Some of these passing numbers are inflated against us. We're stopping the run enough, but he really mixes it up. Like you guys are familiar with Gus Bradley.
Yeah.
He was our DC for a while, and just I think needed a change of character, even more so than a change of scheme, and his scheme was pretty predictable at the end. So mixing that up, we got some athletes at pass rusher 2, Latu getting a pick in week 1. Need to get the D line to be playing better, but hey, good enough to win us these games, and we need to limit the passing a little more. But him mixing up, I think, the schemes against obviously that great, but really showing what we were capable of and mixing it up. And now it's on tape. Going to be harder to stop offensive league, right? But I think his character alone has been a change, and obviously his scheme very welcome too.
Okay, that's interesting because you mentioned like he's kind of, you guys have stopped the run just enough, and that's something that the way the Raiders season is going right now. Obviously, they drafted their running back at number 6 last draft, and he had his biggest game last week. They're probably going to be looking to get him going now, just because they lost their left tackle. He went to IR, which is a huge loss, and Geno Smith has been struggling, to say the least. So you're saying that, like, are they? Because I looked it up. In numbers wise, they're like top 10, I believe, in stopping the run. Like, is that like a big strength on that defense? Do you see, or do you feel like numbers don't tell the whole story?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. It's just the play calling in the league is so arbitrary. Like, yeah, you can look at the stats, but then we get kind of diced up when they're passing quicker, and then break off like a 4 or 5 yard gain on like a second down or something, and then that 3rd and short, and then not being able to stop it there. But yeah, we have looked good enough. Obviously, our best defenders, right, are right in the middle. Grover Stewart, DeForest Buckner, and then Zaire Franklin. Controversial character at times, especially defending the pass, but then what he talks about in the media. But he can stop the run. He can stop the run. So that does clog up the middle. Where we do kind of get is on the outsides. Our edges are getting better, I think. Kwity Paye, a first rounder from a few years back. He's able to kind of hold the run. Latu, not quite there. And then we got a couple of young ends after Dio Odangbo went to the Bears.
Okay. Yeah. I heard that Latu had, like, I seen that he had a really big game last week, but that's interesting because I'm looking at what the biggest news this week with the Colts is. Xavier Howard, he ended up retiring this week, which was kind of interesting, and it was after a game where I think he struggled a little bit, because I seen some of the media members kind of ask coaching staff, like, are they going to look into like replacing him, and then like a day or two later, Xavier Howard retires. So man, Puka Nacua, he just ended. He told him, "Hey man, you're not good enough to play me." To guard me, man. But how does the secondary look?
Yeah, no, it's tough with injury too. We had a promising 3rd rounder, Justin Wally, out of Minnesota. Got hurt in camp, but yeah, Howard, that was a tough one. Incentive-based type contract early on, kind of the big names, like, I think kind of overcorrecting, right, or at least being pushed maybe by new ownership. Hey, you got to plug all the holes, not rely on these young guys to develop. That's the Colts the draft way. So Xavier Howard was a name. I don't know, at that price point, we're expecting him to be a shutdown corner too. by any means, but you also weren't expecting him to retire. And we've overhauled the entire DB room. Thank goodness Mooney Ward's back from his concussion. Cam Bynum too. I know he's DB. The DB or the safeties are doing way better than the corners in the DB room. But we at least have Ward, and then if we can take away their number 2 by putting, I don't know, the 6th rounder we got from Minnesota right before the waiver deadline, Jalen Jones, who played for us the last few years as a 7th rounder a few years ago. He's back with a hamstring-ish, so we have new and familiar names, and I don't know if either can, stop a wide receiver 2, especially with the outside linebacker help not being the best in coverage. So that could be an exposure point, obviously, like we saw in the Rams game. But, again, trust Lou early in the season. I think he can scheme something up to contain Geno, personally, no offense, but time will tell on the field.
It is what it is, man. Like, hey, ball never lies. I mean, he's thrown 3 interceptions in 2 different games this week, and I seen an interesting stat. I think it was like from it was like a 10-year stretch where he had 4 games of throwing 3 interceptions, and he had 2 of them in a matter of like 3 weeks. So that just tells you like the type of ball he's playing right now. But hopefully he can get it going this week. This is kind of random. I know this is not really about the game, but Severe, was it the Colts owner? Or, I don't know, the Colts owner that was on the field?
Yeah, the daughter.
Yeah. I mean, how's that been? Because I see that and I'm thinking dysfunction. I'm a Raider fan, and I've seen all types of dysfunction with the Raiders. So anytime, like we've heard stories, Al Davis calling from the booth, calling in plays. So if I see her, obviously she's the owner of the team now. She's out there with the headset writing notes. Like, how do you take that out there just watching the Colts and paying attention to what's going on over there?
Yeah, so she has been doing it for several years. So I think it caught media storm, obviously, after she succeeded Mr. Irsay and running the operation. The other 2 daughters, community service oriented, and then I think more business oriented. So Carly is the main one you're going to see going forward for football ops. And I think she has a good point in her saying she wants to learn more about the game to make decisions. Again, we saw it the last few years, so I personally thought it would not go into her full-time ownership, if you will, now that she is the legal person in charge for football operations. But even being on the sideline at this point, I do hope to see it go away in a few years. But for right now, again, all these people's seats were boiling. Again, last chance for Daniel Jones, probably last chance for Richardson too, headed into the season. Whoever might have lost that job, Steichen too, collateral potentially, even though I really like Steichen, and then Chris Ballard. To have the owner walking on the sideline, I get what the outside noise would be, but they've made it as regular, I guess, as you can. Josh Downs talked about it on his podcast with his brother a day or 2 ago about it's normal at this point because she did it the entire time he was there. So I think it's good for now in the transition period, but I would like to see a more CEO type role where you're not standing on the sidelines interpreting plays. But again, she didn't grow up necessarily she grew up with the game, but inside of football ops, she didn't. That Mr. Irsay was like GM at age like 27 for his dad or something. So Jim really did want her to have that on-field experience to hear, what the play calls are, what certain things mean, to fully evaluate the coaching staff. So I'm still good with it for now, but I do think she'll evolve here sooner rather than later from that sideline.
Oh, of course you're good with it. I mean, they're winning. So,
yeah, right.
When the team wins, like, there's nothing really to complain about. But we talked about a little bit about the defense. Severe, if you want to, I think we'll talk about the offense real quick.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you guys have two guys that are having awesome seasons early on in the year. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor, and then rookie tight end Tyler Warren. They're both have been big factors and you guys' offense. Can you speak a little bit about how those guys have been utilized and how you think they will be utilized this Sunday?
Yeah, man. Tyler Warren lined up quarterback, fullback, in the slot, off the tackle, on and off the line. Like, he's gonna get his, and I think it's a welcome sight to have, a reliable pass catching tight end that. We had Jack Doyle years ago. Kind of, I haven't shaved in a while. Beard like mine, if you'll remember him. But
Yeah.
man, it was good to have the reliable in the middle guy, and I think Jones has been being able to hit him pretty well, and the toughness, I think, too, of taking the hit. Had a couple injuries already. You don't love to see it, but not even a question if he's going to play or not show up too, and just put in a dip kind of guy and block too for a run as well. So yeah, love Warren and sorry, what was the who's the other player you mentioned as well?
Taylor.
Oh, well, I mean, is there anything even to be said? Arguably best back in the league. I'll say it. And if he gets a crease, he's gone. Being able to call game, being even more of a leader on this team, as someone who has had the epic storylines with Jim Irsay. I think all that lore too coming together and impacting Taylor especially for really buying in, I think, to the team aspect. Not that he wouldn't before, but I think, again, this year's special for a lot of reasons, and we're going to get a lot of buy-in. And Jonathan Taylor, I think, is not only a byproduct of that, but a lead.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of my favorite running backs in the NFL right now.
Really?
I mean, he's been like top 5 for, I would say, for the last few years. I mean, I think he was hurt one of the couple seasons ago, but. And then there was like a contract situation, but hey, right now he's paid and he's playing like the best back right now. I think he leads the league in rushing yards too as well. So he's having a big season. You mentioned Steichen, and I'm not gonna lie, selfishly, I wanted him to be on the hot seat so he can get fired, so the Raiders can get rid of Chip Kelly and hire Steichen as an offensive coordinator, because I felt like, oh, you know what? Maybe classic situation, great OC. Maybe not the best head coach, but he's winning games. So like he's taking care of business right now. So I don't think he's on that list of coaches on the hot seat. How's the offense look? How's the offense looking over from a play calling aspect? What type of offense are we going to see on Sunday? Like, is it heavy run? Is it heavy pass? Is it a balanced offense? If you could let us know.
Yeah, much more balanced with Tyler Warren, I would say. Our strength last year before Tyler Warren was our wide receiver group, even with, the folly AD had. Last year he did have a couple follies there, but he was just an insane athlete and pass catcher to throw him in there over, the tight ends like Granson, who we had last year, took shots at the team. How you doing, buddy? To get away, I think, from having 4 receivers being more preferred, having that extra tight end or tight end in general that you can rely on the passing game has changed things more recently in terms of quicker passing. I think the vision for the offense, this is the tough where it's the macro and, we're winning season now, focus on now, but you can't help but think about Richardson's offense was kind of more throwing it vertically down the field, whether that's, his decision making in the play, or whether Steichen thought that was the best scheme for his skill set. Running more, Daniel Jones hasn't had as many designed runs, but obviously has had enough to be effective and call his own number. So more structure, I think, but the escapability of Jones when it happens, that's where his rushing yards are going to come. So that's a little bit of a difference from the last few years that we played you. So kind of Gardner Minshew offense on steroids, if you will. So Daniel Jones can obviously push it down the field more there and more mobile. So similarities to the Richardson offense, but different enough in the quicker to intermediate passing game because of Warren especially too.
Yeah, now that I think about it, like Steichen, like I got a lot of respect for him because he's kind of been able to create an offense that's able to move the ball depending on who he has at quarterback. And when you mentioned Minshew, I wasn't the biggest Minshew fan, and he had a really good season with the Colts. And I blame you guys for, him having a good season and the Raiders thinking that, oh, hey, we got a quarterback here. He should be the opening day starter. And he was terrible for the Raiders, who right now I think he's the backup quarterback for the Chiefs from Patrick Mahomes. But yeah, man, Steichen has really done a good job of, like, depending on who he has at quarterback, kind of building around him. And I think that's one of his best skill sets as an offensive-minded coach, is because he did that with Hurts. Hurts statistically had his best years with Steichen, which, obviously Steichen ended up getting, that's probably one of the biggest reasons why he ended up becoming head coach for the Colts. I think, did he win a Super Bowl, I believe, with the Eagles?
As the runner-up.
Yeah, he's right.
Runner-up.
He lost to the Chiefs.
But he did such a great job, but obviously you guys went ahead and hired him. So I do have a lot of respect. I feel like he's one of the best offensive-minded coaches in the NFL. Like you put the Kyle Shanahan, the Sean McVays, Steichen's up there right now. And he's doing what he's doing with Warren, the tight end. He's doing everything that I want the Raiders to do with Bowers. I think I seen Warren have a rushing touchdown last week, which was like, okay, you're finding different ways to get the playmaker the ball. And I feel like the Raiders haven't done that, but Bowers obviously, he's kind of hurt. He's been hurt since the first game of the season. But yeah, man, I'm hoping for a great game. Hopefully the Raiders win. What do you think what's your final score?
Yeah, I usually give final scores on the fly. I do this bit called Opening Old Colts. I just go to eBay, pick whatever kind of looks fun. Sometimes it relates to teams we're playing, sometimes not. Sunday morning, # Opening Old Colts. I'll do it there, but I got to remember the prediction I give on this show, because I'll give the same one. Only one score to predict. So look at that. I'm going to go, I think the over-under is 47.5, maybe last I saw. We're a touchdown favorite. I'm going to go, I'm going to go 27-17, 27-17. So we win by 10, we get the cover, but the under hits. I think would be a respectable score on all fronts.
Okay. Hey, man, we'll see, man. It's going to be a good game. I know last week Raiders lost a heartbreaker. They're obviously going to probably wanting to make up for that tough loss, losing at the end after a blocked field goal. Raider Nation, you heard it here first. Colts fan Cole.
Colts did too.
Oh, the Colts did as well too. Yeah, they lost a tough
game. On the field.
Yeah, man. But you know what? Rams are a good team, though, man. Rams are a pretty good team. Sean McVay and Stafford and the receiver. I mean, they had their corner retired because of the game.
Yeah.
He literally retired.
Is the score? Yeah, they're playing now. I haven't seen the score in a minute, but yeah, no, rooting for all the teams that are rooting for the Rams to make our loss look better for sure. But
definitely. So this is mostly a Raiders podcast, but sometimes we get fans from everywhere. So all the Colts fans that do watch the show, if you guys watch us, check out Colts Fan Cole. Where can they find you? What can they look forward to?
Yeah, mostly on Twitter at Colts Fan Cole. All the cool stuff I'll put there. And if you see me elsewhere, just go back to Twitter, because I love live tweeting the games. I'm a season ticket holder, so blessed to be able to go to all the games. Try and do an away game or two. Was at Tennessee in week 3, but honored to be on, and I'll definitely share this around too. You never know who might want to pop in and check it out. So definitely, pleasure to be with you guys.
Yeah, likewise, man. Appreciate you coming on. For everybody watching, the show will continue, man, we'll keep it going. Appreciate you coming through. We back.
Yes, sir.
Man, great interview. Appreciate Colts Fan Cole coming through and just talking about the Colts, giving us an insight on what's going on with the team. Hey, look, I know he said it was going to be 27-17, man. But I don't know. I have this funny feeling, bro. I think the Raiders could pull this out this weekend. Maybe I'm biased though. Maybe the bias is coming out. Obviously, I'm a big Raider fan, but I usually keep it honest, man. If I feel like their team is gonna get blown out, I'll let y'all know. But this week, I don't know. We'll see. But we're gonna get into our NFL picks in just a second, man. If you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Just quick reaction to the interview. Were there anything that you found interesting from what he was saying, especially like, you know, the secondary, you know, might be an issue for them, you know, with Xavier Howard. I think they might have signed Mike Hilton, who was with the Dolphins, gets released by them, and then they picked him up. And Mike Hilton I didn't mention it in the interview, but Mike Hilton has some history with the defensive coordinator over there.
Yeah, Lou Anarumo,
Yeah. So, but it's crazy though. I'm not even sure if the Raiders are like in a position to be dropping back and passing it all over the field, just because like, is Geno going to get enough time? You know, we don't even know what that's going to look like. They're going to have to be very strategic on how they go about it. I think the run game is going to be moving forward. I think run game is going to be huge for the Raiders, and we talked about that earlier. But yeah, definitely, if you guys missed it, man, we had Big Mike Raider, we had Juan Soto from Raiders vs. World, obviously co-host of the Autumn Windbags, come in and have a good conversation about the Raiders, what's going on with the team. If you missed it, definitely watch the playback, the replay. But yeah, we're gonna get into our weekly NFL picks. Coach, man, no regard for human life, man. That's all I gotta say, man. No regard for human life. Coach has leave that man alone, man. Leave him alone. That is that real? That's not real.
I doubt it.
Was a rumor about Elon trying to buy the Raiders.
I doubt it. I ain't heard nothing about it.
Oh man, you know what that would mean? That would mean like, the jerseys would change. Everything would be. Technology would be crazy, but I just felt like, I don't know. I'm just messing. I mean, hopefully he hires the right people, but that's a weird. Damn, 13 billion though.
Yeah, nah. Mark wouldn't do that, and Elon wouldn't do that either.
Las Vegas for 13 million. What's that? Yeah, I gotta look into that. I gotta look into that before I even speak on it. But that'd be crazy. Hey, look, that's always like, hey, look, at the end of the day, like, who would the team go to? Bro. The team, if Mark were, God forbid, something happened to him, like, who would the team go to? Who would the ownership go to outside of his? I think technically his mom owns the team.
Technically, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Touchdown Tommy, man. Touchdown. Tom Brady.
Tom Brady just figures out a way to take majority ownership.
Tom Brady.
That's wild, man. That's crazy. But yeah, man, if you haven't already, make sure to like and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let's just get into it. Let's see here. I think Mint, he sent over his picks, right? I think I see he said something.
I think so.
Let me hold on. Let's see here. Boom. Let's see the picks.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got it.
He got the picks.
He got them in there.
For sure. Let's get into it. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, good. There we go. He got his picks in. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Boom. Oh no, what are we doing? Oh damn, it's not even. Don't tell me. We can't share. Let me see.
Not letting you share.
No, we can. We good.
Got action.
We good. Thanks a lot. Publish. All right, cool. I don't know why I was doing that. All right. Let's see. All right, first game. Let's get into it. Y'all see it. Vikings, Browns. Oh yeah. Before we even get started, too, our NFL picks, the record. Let's take a look at what happened last week. So a little quick update. Severe 8-6-1. Okay. All right. Improve from last week. Mint, y'all went head to head, tied it up. Had a tough week this week, man. It's as simple as that.
I'm second place. I didn't gain no ground on
one
Mint.
step backwards, man. I just, But what that looks like is just the full total, the season total right now. Let's take a look here. Right now, I'm 33, 26-1. Severe got me up by 1 game. Mint got you know what? I actually got to adjust that. My bad. It's not 44. That's this. I got to correct that because he in the lead, but he ain't embarrassing us that bad. Whew. That's 41.
Mint right out there. I was like, I thought it was closer than that. We tied.
Nah,
for sure.
Nah, but Mint got a comfortable lead right now, so he's doing his thing. We gonna see if we gonna bounce back this weekend. Man, I'm trying to go undefeated, man. That's the goal. Go undefeated from here on. But we got plenty of time. It's just that once we get to that end of the season, it gets kind of like teams start resting players, and you just got to be like, man, you can't. It gets tough.
Yeah,
it gets tough. Let me go ahead and move this out the screen. So, Vikings Browns, Severe, who you got?
Whew, man, it's tough because the Vikings quarterback situation is not great, and Browns starting Dylan Gabriel. Last week the Chargers got beat by a backup or by a rookie in Jackson Dart. In London, you know what? I'm gonna go Vikings. I'm gonna go Vikings.
Yeah, I agree. I just feel like Brian Flores is about to throw everything at him, at Dylan Gabriel. I'm not sure if Dylan Gabriel is gonna. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna handle it well, especially a Brian Flores led defense. But like you said, man, Jackson Dart. I watched a little bit of that game. He didn't really throw it too much. He used his legs a lot though. I'll say that. There were moments where obviously he threw, but I just felt like they did a good job of like making it very QB like friendly to him and his skill set right now.
Yeah. Because Neighbors went out fairly early from what I recall, so it was kind of like after that, it's like who you about to throw it to?
Yeah, that's true. So you going Vikings? All right, and okay. Mint going Browns.
Okay, cool. Making a little cocky with this one. All right, man. I see you, bro. You trying to?
Yeah.
Getting a little cocky.
It can go either way though. It's like, come on,
Browns have a great defense.
Because the Vikings, the Browns got good defense, and the Vikings, Carson Wentz is a starting quarterback, so he's kind of like anything can happen. But he did. I think when I was looking at the numbers, he played well according to numbers, but I didn't watch the game. No, to be honest with you, so I don't know if it might have been garbage time points, that that type of deal.
Yeah.
Texan Ravens.
Yes.
Woo. This one right here.
Man.
This is like an ugly one because Ravens is hurt. They're injured.
Yeah.
Texans have kind of been a disappointment so far this season.
Yeah. Good win last week. The offensive line, though, man. I know you keep telling people talking about Stroud struggling. They see what the offensive line is doing. It's like clips, viral clips of how bad this offensive line is, man. It's crazy.
It's a meme. They had like literally the meme of this NFL season, young NFL season, is like the Vikings offensive line. Literally, they run into each other, let a pass rusher sack CJ Stroud, and then the guys that ran into each other, they didn't know what to do, so they just start blocking. Like all 4 or 5 of the offensive linemen start blocking one person. It's wild, man, and that's gonna be a flag on the play. By the way, there's a preview right there. That's I don't know how we didn't make that flag on the play. That should have been flag on the play. Woo.
We had some good ones though. We had the what you call it at the fake hamstring injury was a good one.
We're gonna have to save that one for next week, man. That's a flag on the play. We ain't got time today to show that video, but like that was a terrible play. But that's up there with the That's right. The butt fumble.
Butt fumble was crazy. That's the worst. Man, the shout out to our guy Marshall the MJD had a pretty crucial one. Ball fall over the air.
The MJD,
that was crucial.
The MJD that I always when I think about it, I laugh.
Marshall Newhouse one though. The Marshall Newhouse one. That one I laugh every time. I was like, what is dude thinking when he midair? Like when he's in the air, like what is he thinking at that moment?
That was hella goof, man. Shout out to him, man. Just Win podcast. Him and Ted Nguyen, they're doing big stuff over there. But man, yeah, that was hilarious. But the MJD one for me, that was he literally took the hand off and got clothesline and kicked the ball in the air. Yeah, that had to be the moment where he's all like, yes, I think it's time. Yeah, it's time to call it quits. Yeah, it's time.
Had his Amari Cooper moment. That's his Amari Cooper. His Xavier Howard moment. Man.
Now, the craziest, RIP, but the craziest to me, the fun. It wasn't like a moment that we seen. It was just what happened. Is Vontae Davis retiring at halftime?
Oh yeah. Oh man.
That was wild, bro. I've never heard of something like that. I've never. He just he probably was like, well, like I don't feel like finishing this game.
Bro, when you threw, bro. When you threw.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
I don't know
I've
why.
never seen that before. Technically, anybody can do that, though. They can do that. Any player can do that. It's just that he went ahead and did it.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like at halftime, I don't know why this is it's not exactly the same, but there's this. I think it's on YouTube too. It's probably super viral, but this dude that has a podcast about like alcohol, about like different liquors and cognacs and all that stuff. And one time he was like, in the middle of like his wife like divorcing him and like packing up and leaving. He's like recording, and they're like, and she's like literally in the back like packing her stuff, like I'm out of here. And he was dedicated. Hey, like bro, I'm not leaving this live stream. I'm locked in on this video. It was like it was crazy. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen, bro. It was crazy. But
why you stalling, man? Why you stalling, man? You don't want to pick this game for sure. You just wanted to skip it, huh? You want to come back?
Nah, man. Look. The Ravens, Matabuke is out for the year. There's a good chance that Lamar Jackson does not play. Mm-hmm. Texans got a great defense. If they can give CJ any kind of time, I think he's gonna be productive. So I'm gonna go with the Texans in this one. Coleridge Jr. gets it done.
I think the Ravens defensively, they've been a disappointment. Like they've given up the most points per game this season. I think they're top 3 like worst defense as far as points per game. If that's the case, but man, I don't know. This is like one of them hard ones, but I gotta pick a team. I'm gonna go Texans too. Go Texans. Because Lamar not playing. I don't even know who's the backup for Lamar.
Is it not Tyler Huntley anymore? I don't know who it is, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It could have been old boy.
Shador.
Could have been Shador.
I know, right? That's what's crazy. That's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Like he'd be actually playing right now.
Damn, but the Ravens getting the top pick is so ugly. Ugh.
That's crazy, bro. That's how like Super Bowl teams are built, bro. That's how Super Bowl teams get built, bro.
That's bullshit, man. But then you can make an argument that Harbaugh should get fired. He probably on the hot seat for sure. Gotta be.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly. Especially the way he lost that first game.
Bro, this is the disappointments. How are you like? Okay, at what point?
They got the same record as us.
Say it again.
They got the same record as us. They're tied for last with the Browns.
And this is supposed to be a Super Bowl contender, and you arguably you have a top 3 quarterback, top 5 quarterback, and you can't get it done. And you've been missing out in the playoffs, and like you just
Yeah, top. Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, but if
top three
if Harbaugh is available as a head coach,
I'm firing everybody, bro. What? I'm firing everybody.
Yeah, Pete, man, hey, good guy, man. I think we'll just make an announcement that like you're calling it quits. Just be respectful. Let's we don't want to fire you, embarrass you. I'm telling you, bro. Like
get your old ass out of here. Man.
I think if the Raiders have a long season like that, like a tough season, I bet you if there's a coach available and he's interested in the Raiders, same thing that happened to AP is gonna happen to Pete Carroll.
Cooper Rush is the backup. Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush. Nah, with Dallas, Cooper Rush had some. He would cook. He was cooking with Dallas a few times. That's a little dangerous. But everybody picked the Texans, so I'm a mistake. If we all go down together in this one.
Let's see what Mint he got
the Texans. You got the Texans. We all going down.
The only thing now that I think about it too, I feel like the reason why I thought about this a little bit longer is because with Lamar, they play a certain type of way and they have a certain level of confidence with Lamar. But with the backup quarterback Cooper Rush, they're gonna run the ball with Derrick Henry, and that's something that they haven't really done. Like I think I forgot who it was. I seen a video where they're saying like the Ravens are like the 32nd ranked team as far as handing the ball off on first and second down, and they have Derrick Henry. So if that's the case, this is for sure going to be the game where Lamar's out. They're going to get the run game going. So I'm like, that's why I had to think about it a little bit. But I'm gonna give CJ Stroud a benefit of doubt, but his offensive line is disgusting. Mint also went with the Texans as well. Let's go to the next game. Dolphins-Panthers.
Man,
I think I'm retiring from picking the Panthers, but then the Dolphins is just they're disgusting. Yeah. This is another disgusting game.
Yeah.
You know what? Damn. Like the Panthers, like these types of games make me want to pick the Panthers. Damn, but then the Dolphins did win next week. Did Darren Waller make a difference? But they lost Tyreek Hill for the season. Yeah, I'm gonna go Panthers. Even though like they've literally like messed up my win streak or whatever. They lose every time I pick them, but it is what it is. Who you got?
Yep. Yeah, I look. I'm staying true to form, bro. I'm going Dolphins. I'm not picking the Panthers, bro. Y'all gotta show me. Y'all gotta show me. My boy Teddero's over there. I like Henry Renfro's over there. Jimmy Horn Jr.'s over there. I like all those guys. I like Chuba Hubbard, but nah, bro. Y'all gotta show me.
Yeah, Mint's going with Panthers. So this is your upset pick right here.
Upset pick. Dolphins came through for me last week.
I already know this is I said it earlier. Raiders are gonna be my upset pick. I already know y'all about to.
Yeah, bro. I'm done. Hey, look. Last time I started picking against the Raiders, they started winning. So look.
Hey man. What we got? Let's see if yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, we gotta go score prediction. Raiders, I'm gonna go. Man, if they're gonna run the ball and play some defense, I'm gonna go. Let's go 24-21. Raiders.
Okay.
What's your score prediction?
Yeah, they're gonna run the ball, play some defense. Geno Smith's gonna throw an interception. Genty gonna probably fumble one time. Carry the 4 minus the. Nah, I'm playing. I'm going 27-21 Colts.
Gotcha. Okay. And Mint also is going with the Colts. He got him 31-24. All right, I guess. Hey, I gotta pick some upsets. I'll happily do this one right here. I ain't tripping, man. So we got Giants Saints. And this is going to be New Orleans. Jackson Dart is second start. Saints 0-4. They're hungry. They're desperate. This is like, man, this is the battle. This is the week. This is the week of battle of bad teams.
Yeah,
a lot of teams that you gotta look at like these games and be like, man, both these teams could lose. Yeah, this could end up being a tie.
Man, it would. Man, that's disgusting.
Coach, why do you think I don't know if you were listening earlier, but I think the Raiders can get the run game going, and I think they can stop the run. If they can do those both, if they can do both of those things, stop the run and get the run game going, I feel like it gives them a good chance to win the game. Put Daniel Jones in a situation, obvious passing situations, make him be like make him make good decisions while under pressure, while Patrick Graham can dial up some blitz. I know it's if, but hey, you know, I gotta call one of these upsets, and I think this week the Raiders get back on the win column. This is like like you just said, classic Raider win, or you know, classic Raiders is to win this game and then lose against Titans. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that the Raiders are gonna have a great season. They got to go out there and prove that, but this game, for some reason, I feel like they can get it going. But Francis says Raiders don't wrap tackle well. Jonathan might get $150 on us. Okay.
Oof.
All right, man. Hey, look, hey, I'm not here. I'm not gonna argue with y'all all day on this one, because that, like, I could easily see the Raiders losing it too as well. Like, if they're not able to stop the run, it's over. It's done. Because I think they're a heavy play action team too, and I think the Raiders kind of low key struggle against play action too. So it's like, oof.
They might struggle mightily against play action.
Yes, yeah, man. So we can't help them out by getting that run game going first and foremost.
Yeah.
But
did the Colts drafted the other running back too, right? Didn't the back you liked?
Yeah. But he's probably not getting any PT right now because Taylor.
He ain't getting no run, because John Taylor's cooking.
But yeah.
Out of K-State. Out of K-State. Giddens. DJ Giddens.
Yeah. He's nice. Yeah, he's
That's
nice, what I'm saying. I like the Colts. The reason why I be paying attention to them is because I like some of the moves they make. They be taking some of the players I like. Josh Downs was a guy that I wanted the Raiders to draft. I think if he was on the board, he would have been the pick. But it was Trey Tucker.
Over Trey Tucker. Yeah.
It was
he got
Trey
picked
Tucker.
right before he. Yeah. No,
exactly.
or was it? I think it was. Was it Josh Downs or Tank Dell?
Oh. Yeah, it was Tank Dell.
I think it was Tank Dell.
Hold on, did Josh Downs come out that year? I might have just liked Josh Downs coming out.
Might just like Josh Downs. I know Carolina.
But Tank Dell, I think Tank Dell might have been. It might have been both of them, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It might have been both of them. Because I didn't see Trey Tucker. I did not see Trey Tucker being a guy that the Raiders on the Raiders radar. But they went ahead and made that pick. But it is what it is. But yeah, going back to the Giants Saints game, we stalling here, man, because it's two bad teams. So we gotta figure this out.
I'll go, man. Giants, they coming off a big win. I think they lost Neighbors though. They really got no weapons, but just that they got defensive line. Dexter Lawrence may be the best interior defensive player in the league. They got Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, and they got Abdul Carter against the Saints offensive line. It's been known to have some issues. Yeah, man, I'm going to Giants. I'm going Giants. Giants by fatality.
I wonder how their right tackle's doing. That was the tackle that Raiders was trying to. A lot of Raider fans wanted us to get.
Banks?
Well, no. They're tackle.
Fuaga?
Fuaga, yeah. I wonder how he's doing.
They drafted another tackle this year too. Did they draft Banks? I thought they drafted Banks too. I might be tripping.
Well, I was saying the year before, but they might have drafted. No, they might have. Oh yeah. They drafted Kelvin Banks this year. But the year prior, they also Fuaga. So you're saying, so they're struggling protecting Spencer Rattler?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the interior or the exterior, but I heard they're struggling. Kevin Beck's playing well though, so he was like one of the highest rated rookies. So it can't be his side. So it might be Fuaga on the left side.
Might be Fuaga pass protection. I mean, I think he might have been a better run blocker than pass blocker. All right, man, damn, this is like a battle of bad teams. You know what? I'm gonna say Saints get their first win.
Yeah, I don't hate that either because they got weapons. They got weapons, and Spencer Rattler, he can slang the rock, man. Just they ain't better put it together this year.
Yeah, you can say you got the Giants.
I got the Giants.
All right, our boy Mint. We got to get Mint back on. He has the Giants as well. Okay. I guess I'm the guy that picking all the upsets this week.
Hey, man, this needs to be a great week for you. That's gonna be it.
This is gonna be a terrible week.
Yeah.
Here we go. We got Cowboys, Jets. Cowboys just, I don't know how they're finding a way to be competitive with that defense, but it's because their offense.
Yeah,
their offense. You know what I mean? Is pretty damn good. Dak Prescott's playing well, but I think. Oh boy, isn't he out for a few games or a few weeks, or did he come back last week?
Who?
They're CJ Lamb or CD Lamb.
Oh, CD Lamb. I think I don't remember. I'm trying to think of the Packers game. I don't remember if he came back or not.
he got I think he got hurt. Not this game, but the game before. So
I mean,
either way, man. Yeah. See, this is a game where I can see either way, something crazy happening too. I have a feeling like this is a crazy one. It can go either way. Because the Cowboys, their defense is terrible. The Jets obviously are 0-4, but all the games that they've played in for the most part, I think have been pretty close. So, I'm just gonna go with better quarterback. Come on, Cowboys figured out a way to win the shootout, I guess. Cowboys.
Yeah, you already know how I feel about Justin Fields, and it looks like I'm perfect picking against Justin Fields this year. The streak continues. Keep it rolling.
All right, for sure. Let's see. Yeah, Mint also going Cowboys.
Yeah, Justin Fields gonna go out there and look like prime Michael Vick or something like that. Watch.
Now that defense, bro. Look. Caleb Williams had his best game of his career. Yeah. Ashton Genty had his best game of his young career
against the terrible defense. Yeah,
terrible. Just like that. Just terrible. I'm just saying in general, like when teams or players go against bad defenses, it can happen.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, got to go better. But Mint also picked the Cowboys, so Cowboys all across the board. Broncos, Eagles. I'm enjoying this pick right here. I'm picking the Eagles.
Oh yeah.
Picking the Eagles, man. I ain't picking no Broncos.
Yeah, I'm picking Eagles too. And Bo Nix is trash. I tell people that. all those Bo Nix chest thumpers last year.
Damn,
I don't say he's trash, but he's just he's not trash. I don't say he's trash. He's just not he's mediocre quarterback.
The Raiders play the Eagles too this year too.
Oh my god, that's gonna be nasty. Jalen Carter versus our interior offensive line, bro. Oh my goodness.
Damn. I know. Hey, I know. I can see it happening. That's what I was like. I can see it going either way. I can see it happening all these games. Yeah, it's a lot of teams. It's a lot of bad teams going against each other.
Yeah,
or just not really good teams like that.
Jets are just bad though. I think the Cowboys are bad just because their offense is not, or their defense hasn't been holding up their end of the bargain. But the Jets are just bad in all phases of the game.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, I already picked 2 upsets, so it's kind of like I'd be a little conservative a little bit. I Justin Fields the Jets kind of scare me a little bit because they've had close games, but they haven't been able to finish. I don't know. Couldn't do it.
It'd be those moments when your gut is telling you, man. Hey, your gut's telling you go with Justin. Hey
man.
Yeah, trust your gut, Pharaoh. I mean, look. Yeah, trust your gut sometimes, man.
I know. Because it was the Niners the one week. I was gonna pick the Niners, and then you talked me out of it a little bit because you were like, he was like, hey, they're hurt. They hurt or whatever, and I ended up picking the Saints over the Niners. And then what was the other one?
Mac Jones. Mac Jones is cooking, bro. Mac Jones is cooking. I don't know what the heck is going on. Mac Jones is out there cooking.
Yeah, because Kyle Shanahan, that was his guy. Yeah, that's the quarterback that he wanted, and for good reason. I mean, he felt like, especially when you have like a coach that believes in a player, it's like that combination. I mean, that's pretty much what Geno and Pete Carroll were prior to coming into Raiders. Right now, it's not working, but that's a whole different conversation. But we got Titans, Cardinals. Who you got, Severe? Titans, Cardinals.
I'm going Cardinals nervously. Because they don't got James Conner, so their run game has not been the same. Titans is a good defense. Kyler Murray's a guy that he runs hot and cold, but like the Titans have like no weapons, like nobody to help Cam Ward at all. So I gotta go Cardinals.
I'm not gonna lie, man. See, this is like but I already know how the NFL works. It's all about relationships and things like that. But bro, if Titans fire their coaching staff after this year, and Bill Callahan is available as an offensive line coach.
Oh, bro, in a heartbeat.
That is a no-brainer hire. I understand, he had them comments back in the day calling the Raiders the dumbest team, and he lost the locker room. But
look, hey, peep this. Those comments age like fine wine. Those comments age like fine wine, brother. The decisions we've been making. Oh, look, Bill Callahan was on the money.
We got to be the dumbest team. Man, that was like, all right. When I seen that, I know they're gonna fire. But I'm going Cardinals too, man. I'm going Cardinals. Titans right now, like you got the rookie quarterback calling the team ass. It's all bad. And it's at home for the Cardinals too. And they lost a tough divisional game last week. 10 days. They had 10 days to rest and prepare for this game. So I'm gonna give Cardinals benefit of doubt here to win this against a struggling 0-4 team. Mint, he got the Cardinals too.
Cardinals too.
Yeah. All right. We got next game. AJ, you got Cardinals. Okay. SoCal, everybody's saying Cardinals. Okay.
It's hard. Yeah. Oh, they lost to Seattle, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, the Colts secondary is kind of suspect. They're corners, but can we take advantage of it? Is the question. Can the Raiders take advantage of it with the way Geno's playing? Our receivers are playing. Is Brock even gonna play this game? He was on the injury report today. We talked about it earlier with Big Mike, and he was saying that if it's a PCL sprain, that's an injury that is not going to get any better. He's probably going to deal with that the entire season. So if that's the case, then it's like, man, like guys gonna have to step up. I'm in the thought process of like get Best some snaps, get him in there. Put them in like, hey, if this is going to be a different type of offense where they're going to be running the ball and they're going to have to get the ball out of Geno's hands real quickly, win in short to intermediate parts of the field, isn't that Besh's skill set? I would think, you know what I mean? Yak, he's a yak guy too as well. Like, let's get him involved. Like, why is, hey, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, but so far, like, if you look at the snap count for Besh so far this season, it's been 4 or 5 like snaps a game. It's just, Dante Thornton, I liked him coming out. I like his traits, but I always knew that he was going to be a guy that needed some time to develop. And
exactly.
And it feels like the Raiders are the team that doesn't know that yet. Like they're still trying to figure that out. You know, it is what it is. Yeah. The Colts have a good to decent pass rush. You know what? As much as they got
coming on, man.
Yeah, Latu's been coming on. I know they got Kwity Paye on the other side. But I looked at their pressure percentage as far as getting after the quarterback and pressuring. They're not up there. Like, they haven't been, getting after the quarterback like that. I wish I talked to, we didn't have, we were able to get into it too much, but, we kind of had a general overview on the team, and we talked about the secondary and, stopping the run and things like that. But I was kind of like, surprised that they weren't up there in pressure percentage getting after the quarterback. And the Raiders are obviously not up there either. And we could see that clearly. And the way they're getting pressure is obviously max, but blitzing. They're blitzing stunts. Your boy Tyree Wilson, he'll come around on a stunt like, if you talk about his bro, I'm seeing it, bro. He ain't got no moves. He got none. He got no moves.
Look, you know what's the crazy part about that sack is that, like, I think it was a guard. I think it was the right or the left guard. They started blocking Tyree, just let him go. They just let him go and start blocking somebody else. And Tyree was like, "All right, cool. I'll take this sack."
Yeah. Ooh, this is a good game. Even though I know who I'm about to go with, but Bucks Seahawks in Seattle. Hey, this is on the road for the Bucks. Yeah. Seahawks they've been playing well. They've been finding a way to win games.
Yeah.
I'm going with, I feel like the better quarterback, Baker Mayfield. I like the Bucks, man. I think they're like right. They're in that tier. It's the Eagles and everybody else. Yeah. It's like in the NFC, it's like Eagles are they're in a class all by themselves right now. But right below that, it's like the Bucks, the Rams.
Yeah.
Those teams right there. Maybe the Packers. You could throw in the Packers a little bit.
Yeah.
You could probably throw them in there. But I'm going with the Bucks, man. I feel like
the tie with Dallas hurt Packers case, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go with Bucks. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers too. I think they're a better team. Seattle, they struggle beating the Cardinals team, who nobody thinks is really that good. I think they lost. They had an ugly loss. Who they have an ugly loss to?
Facts, Francis.
I think they had an ugly loss, but I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers. I think it's a better all around team. Baker Mayfield is a gamer. I think he's gonna be up for this game. Todd Bowles, man, good defensive coach. But hey, the Seahawks head coach is a good defensive coach too. So I'll give him that. But hey, Bucky Irvin, Rashad White, I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers.
SoCal Sal, Seahawks only because they're at home. I feel you.
I'm not mad at that.
Mint also goes with the Seahawks too. So I guess this is his upset pick right here. So Bucks, Seahawks for Mint. AJ also says I'm going Seahawks with all the injuries the Bucks are dealing with. Ooh.
Yeah, that's true.
Man. Damn, man. Can I take it back? No, I gotta stick with it. I gotta stick with it. All right, we got Lions, Bengals. This is gonna be at Cincinnati. All right, I'm going.
Yeah, I know what time it is. I already told you how I'm treating the Bengals this year.
Man,
I already told you the treatment they getting after they got BTA last week.
Right. Going Lions. And Mint is also going Lions as well. So Lions across the board. It's an easy one right here. He said Francis is Baker for the dub on a 2-day notice.
Oh man, he did us dirty, man.
The Raiders should have went with Baker Mayfield just because of that reason. But you know who they end up signing that offseason?
Jimmy G.
Jimmy Trash G.
Yeah, but I can't even fault them for that though, because Baker was coming off like a bum stint with the Panthers. Nobody in the league wanted him. So
yeah,
but like repeat this: Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield were both on that Panthers team. Bro.
You said say that again.
Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield were both on that Panthers team.
That's random. That's random. And both quarterbacks right now are starting on their teams respectfully.
Winning teams. Yep. Winning teams.
I seen something crazy where Oklahoma quarterbacks are basically damn near starting on like 5, 6, 7 teams right now. Like the Caleb Williams, Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts. I'm forgetting somebody. It was some more quarterbacks, but I was like, man, that's a random coincidence. All those guys pretty much.
OU. I'm trying to think. OU? Who was from Oklahoma?
Let me see if I can look that up real quick. I think I reposted that. Let's see here.
Kyler?
Yep, Kyler. Let me see here.
Who else?
All right, here we go. Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts, Kyler, Spencer Rattler, Caleb Williams, and Dylan Gabriel.
Oh yeah, Spencer. Yeah. All those guys went to.
So from 2015, this is the post. From 2015 to 2023, every Oklahoma starting QB from 2015 to 23 starting in the NFL.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, all those dudes end up outside of Baker and outside of Jalen, who transferred in, all those other guys left the school.
Yeah.
And Kyler finished theirs. Kyler started out at Texas or TCU. So he was with Kevin Sumlin.
Yeah. So and then they end up transferring. Yeah, a lot of those guys end up transferring because Jalen Hurts obviously transferred from Alabama.
Spencer Rattler to South Carolina.
Yep. Even Caleb Williams went to USC. Like a lot of. Yeah. So it's kind of, but it's random. But it's random that they all played at some point at Oklahoma. Which is crazy.
Lincoln Riley, man. Lincoln Riley.
Yep. Obviously we went all across the board with the Lions. Commanders, Chargers. Who you got, Severe?
Man. Is Jaden playing? I don't know if it's been confirmed or not. I'm gonna go Commanders, man. That's tough. I'm gonna go Commanders. Chargers at home though. They don't get a home crowd though. Yeah, Commanders.
You said Commanders?
I'm gonna go Commanders, man.
Damn. Did he play last week? Did Jay Daniels play last week?
No.
Oh, he didn't play. Oh, yeah. Nah, I'm going Commanders. If Jaden Daniels coming back this week, but damn, the Chargers defense is kind of like. But they struggled against a quarterback that runs.
Yeah.
And that's what Jackson Dart was able to do against him, was able to use his legs. I think he had like a rushing touchdown in that game.
Yeah.
Omari Hampton got off.
He did get off.
He had like 165 total yards last week. He had like a long 50-something yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Showcases.
What's the first round backs got off?
Yeah. So that might be a situation where they start getting the run game going, especially because both their tackles. You see what they're gonna do? Hopefully the Raiders take a page out of there, but like I think that's what the Chargers are gonna do right now. I think they're gonna start incorporating that run game more because they're hurt. Like they got more. But that tells you how bad offensive line is. They lose both their starting tackles, and it's still not like all bad for them just because.
Yeah.
Whew, man, we gotta upgrade. We gotta upgrade some of these guys up front. But yes, sir. So I'm gonna go Commanders as well. Okay, Mitt's going Chargers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Hey, man. Give it time. Chargers better team. Commanders better QB. Okay. Coach says Chargers will fold like a cheap lawn chair. That's what I'm hoping for, man. Going up in smoke. Yeah, man. I hope so, bro. Hope they lose this game. All right. We got Patriots Bills. I think you know who I'm about to pick.
Yeah. Yo, boy, Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels. Now I'm playing. I'm going Bills, man. You guys here?
I'm going Bills too. But man, the Patriots beat who they beat like a drum last week. It was the Panthers, wasn't it?
It was the Panthers. I don't know why. But that's the situation where I was like, I didn't trust the Patriots, and then you could make a case why you trust the Panthers.
Yeah,
it's kind of like this week, but that was actually a good pick by you too. You went Patriots too. I think you picked the Patriots.
Yeah, I picked the Patriots. Yeah. It was okay. Yeah,
but you ain't picking them this week right here, man. This is easy.
Right
easy
here.
Money, man.
Divisional game, though. I think divisional game. Anything can happen, but the Bills are a much better team.
Yeah. And Mint also picks the Bills, so all across the board is the Bills. We got Chiefs, Jaguars. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. They coming off a big win against the Ravens. Look like they finally figured some things out. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes was efficient. You know, he made plays when he needed to. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Jaguars is another surprise team, man. 3-1.
3-1. What did they beat? They beat the 49ers last week? Was it 49ers? Yeah. That was the upset. They had an upset win last week. Was it the 49ers?
Yeah. I think it was.
Yeah, people have been talking about them. But you know what's strange though? They're a team that drafted a skill position high, like a unicorn. Some people with Travis, and they're kind of like trying to figure out. They don't even know how to use them. People have been like debating that lately, like how they've been using them. Where would you put Travis Hunter?
I always said I put him at corner. I always said I would put him at corner and let him have a few packages. Yeah, let him have a few packages on offense as wide receiver, but just let him play full-time corner.
Yeah. Yeah, because he hasn't really come right out the gate kind of be super productive, but right now they have him like super heavy. They have him involved in the offense, and then they have him coming on the. I don't know, man. It's kind of a strange situation. I mean, that's tough, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, technically, if you don't have a plan for a guy, it's almost kind of like those defensive players that you don't know their position.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying Travis is kind of that, but when the team doesn't have a plan for him,
it's like
kind of
waste them.
You're wasting how effective this player can be. So, it is what it is, man. Hey, that's the Jaguars' problem, man. It's their problem right here. So, I'm going Chiefs as well. I'm going Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is going to find a way to get it done.
Yeah. And
guess what? Mint goes with the Jags.
You lying.
Yeah, he went with the Jags. He went with the Jags. He went with the Jags. Yeah.
Oh, okay, damn. I'm surprised.
Yeah. So I think, that's a Monday night game. Yeah. That pretty much wraps up the picks this week. Let me just double check. I think there might be some teams. Is there some teams in the bye? Oh yeah, that was there's a few teams. Oh damn. It's like 4 teams. 4 teams on the bye.
Bye's early.
Yeah.
That sucks. Having a bye week early, yes, that's rough.
Yeah. Usually especially the Raiders get their bye like by mid-season.
Yeah, we get in the middle. That's like
after.
Smooth. That's smooth. Yeah. Like middle is smooth. Kind of where you want it.
Let me see. Oh, the Niners won? Yeah. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, Mac Jones won. Okay, damn. How did they win?
Who? Mac Jones?
How did the 49ers win? I gotta see that. I gotta watch that game.
I think a bunch of people are hurt too. I think Juwan Jennings is out. I don't think Ricky Pearsall played either. Like, I don't know. Mac Jones is cooking, bro.
Bro, Kyle Shanahan, bro. They find a way to win games, man. I don't know how they do this, but you know it is what it is. But yeah, it wraps up NFL picks this week. We'll obviously, see what happens after this weekend, man. I look, me and Severe, we're going back and forth, but Mint got the lead, so hopefully we can gain some ground this weekend. But yeah, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in at this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Moved to Miami, said it was a great game. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that.
Overtime game.
Watch the replay probably. Check that out. Just not the Super Bowl. Yeah, facts. They know how to get there. They know how to get there. I'm not gonna lie. If the Raiders can get to the Super, you know how, like, man, if they can win a playoff game, they can get to the playoffs and win a playoff game. I haven't seen, the last time I seen this team win a playoff game might have been, that was 2002.
Early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah, on their way to the Super Bowl. That's over 20 years.
Yeah.
And that's sad. That is sad. Mac Jones played tough. Mac Jones, every time I say Mac Jones, I'm thinking Mike Jones. Mike Jones.
Ooh.
That should be his theme. If they were smart, they would try to find a way to make that his theme song or whatever. Mike Jones. Jags are lightweight in the South. Chiefs gonna smoke them. Yeah, this AFC South has always been known to be super weak, but I mean the Colts is kind of playing well right now. Jags, obviously they're 3-1. Texans kind of been like a disappointment, but their offensive line is just like, bro, you cannot, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like it really, football, the rules can change, but it's one aspect. The trenches is always gonna matter, bro.
Yeah, man.
If you're not good in the trenches, you don't have a hard time winning.
Damn, coach, that's rough. Who was you a fan of before?
What? Well, hold up, man. We
Pharaoh needs an explanation.
Hell no to the no.
Hey, bro. Hey, look, hey,
man. We gonna have to. Hey, hold up. Hold up.
First of all,
we're just gonna have to pause you real quick. Like, what's going on here, man?
You must have been late to
what's going on here, coach?
Hey, you late to watching football? Hey, look.
Oh, Bucks for one season? Oh man. You know what though? You know what? Hey, look. At least he knows he made a right decision after that, bro. Kind of, sort of. I mean, they lost. They've been losing. His whole. Hey, you know what? I respect it though. He's not a bandwagon though.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, Coach is the most loyal person in here. He the most loyal person in here. He's like he ain't seen nothing but bad.
But hold up, but I want to know why though. Like what was the reason? Like.
He lost the bet.
Like what was the why did you become a Raider fan? Like what was the reason? Like because they've been losing. Because you said grew up in York County, Pennsylvania. Damn, you're not no Steelers fan, not even an Eagles fan. Like man, I respect it though. Respect it. Never even see the Raiders win a playoff game. Damn, yeah.
Crazy. I've seen that, but those are great times for me, man.
Yeah,
those are great times. Like when you watch the Raiders game and you expected them to win,
man. Mac Jones, his walk got to be the funniest walk I've ever seen in my life, man. His walk, bro, is wild, bro.
Yeah.
Grew up watching the Eagles on Fox. Okay, so I like the Raiders more than the Bucks. Got you. Eagles were my second team until McNabb left. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Eagles with McNabb, Andy Reid. That was a good team for sure. But they had nasty receivers though. They had I like the running back, but like the receivers are always hella like weird. Like with McNabb until they got T.O. and the Todd Pinkstons. James Thrash.
Yeah. Yeah, what's call it? Yeah, they're Freddie Mitchell.
Freddie Mitchell.
Fred X.
Yeah, like they had some time, like they had some like weird receivers, but like their running backs, Westbrook, LaShawn McCoy came in later. Deuce Staley, who's a running back coach too. Is he running back coach for the Lions? Might be running back coach for the
Lions. I don't know.
He's a running back coach somewhere in the NFL. But yeah, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. For me, what year do you guys become? I mean, I'm gonna say my fandom kind of probably
Lito Shepherd, Brian Dawkins.
I'll say like in the 90s, probably late 90s. That's when I was like a kid, bro. Like I remember when I was like literally. I remember the TV came on and it was Raider players. I'm like, damn. I was like, damn, that's clean. Like the colors, everything. 97 Raiders versus Redskins in the rain. We lost. I should have known better. Yeah. Severe. When did you become a fan of the Raiders?
Probably like 91, 92.
Oh, okay. Damn. So you seen a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I was a kid. So I don't really know what I was watching, but yeah, I seen a lot. It really because it was
So
Tim Brown.
You was a Tim Brown fan for sure.
I was a Tim Brown. Yeah, that's my favorite player of all time. Well, Tim Brown's my favorite player of all time.
I seen the end of his prime. You seen like his youth and his prime. You seen like his early. Like you seen everything. Okay. I seen like the end of his prime. But yeah, man.
Then the Rocket, I was a big fan of the Rocket. I don't know why. I just thought I thought that was the coldest nickname ever.
The Rocket.
Raheed Ismail.
Oh, that was your favorite player, outside of
Tim Brown was
Tim Brown
player. But yeah, I mean, I always thought that he had he had this like, I don't know why I remember this. He had this like crazy like commercial, where it's like he was talking, and then like it was like he sped away and then he like came back, and I was like, damn, okay. I thought those commercials like the dope. I don't remember what the commercial was for either.
Bro, when was the last time the Raiders beat? I think it might have been with Jason Campbell. No, not Jason Campbell.
So. No, Bruce. No,
with Kerry Collins. With Kerry Collins.
That was the last time, dude.
Kerry Collins and Jerry Porter was on the team too. Jerry Porter. I think I seen this. I actually like. Yeah.
Game.
Yeah, it was Kerry Collins at QB. It was a long time ago though. That's like 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
That's 20 years. Bro.
Yeah. It has to
20
be.
years. And it's like it's and the thing is, what's so bad about that? Just that not winning against the Redskins for a long time. It's not like the Redskins was good teams.
Ever. It would have been a minute, yeah.
Like now, maybe you can make an argument, but even we played against a backup quarterback at Mariota. Like, it's not like we played against a juggernaut. Like, it's not like we played like all time. Like, even and before this, what was it? Who was the starting quarterback? Was it Minshew? No, it was not Minshew. Was it Minshew?
Before, yeah, it was Minshew.
Was Minshew the quarterback for the Commanders?
For who? Oh no, for the Commanders, no.
No. It was a weak ass quarterback, man.
It was Kirk. It was Kirk for a minute.
No. So I'm talking about like the at Allegiant Stadium. Raiders lost that game. I remember Morick dropped a pick six that could have basically ended the game, and we ended up losing. We haven't losing it. It was a terrible loss too. Oh, it was ugly.
At Allegiant?
At Allegiant. It was against the Commanders. Who was the quarterback? Was it who was the quarterback, man? The chat help me out here. Okay, yeah, they won. I didn't start watching the games legally until 2007. Brim says, I have been Raider fan since I was my dad. And Bo Jackson was.
It was boy.
Hey,
it was the back.
You lucky seeing Bo Jackson live, bro. That's clean.
He went to the Falcons. Taylor Heineke.
Taylor, see, like, that's why it's so bad at the end of the day, man. Salute, man. Yeah, definitely clock in. At this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification. We heading up out of here. Severe, man. Let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff. Tyler Heineke, that's disgusting.
Taylor Heineke, yeah. You guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, X, IG, True Social, Twitch, Kick, everywhere. The Severe Raider, holla at your boy. Going live Tuesdays and Thursdays, man, around the show. My dog PharoahNFL. Also, Sundays and Wednesdays in the Raider War Room with 805 Raider and Christian Protect the Shield. Started a membership, man. Tap in with your boy. Once I hit 1,500 subs, I will start doing a Monday night live. Members only though. So tap in with your boy, man. Gonna be some wild ones.
There you go, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. Oh man, we up out of here, man. It's a great show, great conversation. Watch the replay. We had great conversations with Big Mike Raider and Juan Soto from Raiders vs. the World, obviously co-host of the Autumn Windbags. Definitely check that out. And also, Colts fan Cole was able to come through and talk about the Colts and Raiders matchup. Definitely want to check that out. Watch the replay. We appreciate everybody coming through. Also, after the show, and anybody watching the replay, if you have any like disagreements, any insight, anything that you want to talk about, definitely leave the comments. We do read the comments, so we appreciate everybody. Hi, Nikki. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not like the Raiders are playing against like top-notch quarterbacks.
Disgusting.
They're losing against certain teams, but that just speaks to how bad the Raiders are over the years. Like just inconsistent, losing against teams they should beat, but that's a sign of a bad team, right? Inconsistency. Yeah. Right. But hopefully they get it done against the Colts, man. My upset pick this week, Raiders are going to come out with a W, man. 24-21. But, hey, man, any last thoughts before we get out of here?
Hey, man, what grandma say? A hard head make a soft ass, man. You gotta learn the hard way. You gotta learn the hard way, man. You gotta learn
All right, man. We on that note, man. We up out of here, man. Peace.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.